Okay. Welcome to the Avatar Slang podcast, your go-to destination for deep dives into the realms of fiction and all things nerdy. Sometimes that's going to collide with politics, society, and everything in between. Because in my world, art imitates life, so that's just as what it is. So you want to call it woke? I don't care. So today I'm joined by Justin and Pedro of the LeisureHub podcast. We're going to dive into our expectations and predictions for 2025. We're going to cover movies, shows, games, personal hobbies, and basically anything 2025 has for us. They had me on in August, so we basically had to make a sequel because sequels are, as you'll see in this conversation, sequels are the cool thing. So thanks for joining me, y'all. How y'all doing?
I've been doing all right. Robin, chilling.
Hey, we're already in 2025. That's all.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year, everybody.
Yeah.
So, are y'all in that whirlpool? Not that whirlpool, like the portal where it feels like COVID was just yesterday, or does it feel like a long time ago for y'all now?
It's funny you say that because I was literally having a conversation with my significant other, and I was like, "Can you believe that 5 years ago was literally COVID?" I was like, "It doesn't even feel like it.
I feel like everybody had that conversation, at least the COVID word was mentioned a lot.
Yeah. Time is flying, dude. Like it's unreal.
Mm-hmm. Oh, by the way, audience, because we're talking about movies, shows, video games, I know I said about 2025 things that didn't come out yet. Naturally, because we could be talking about sequels, or we might reference things from last year or years past, I gotta give a spoiler warning. So I'm gonna get the spoiler warning clip.
This is the spoiler alert. You've been warned.
Sport. Yeah, I love that.
And this to record that for me. I was like, how did he get his voice to sound that high?
Yeah, my niece, she plays Fortnite and she does like a little bit of streaming, she has a YouTube channel and everything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's funny. I like that.
And the funny thing is she's actually an introvert, but she's like outgoing one. She don't like talking to people, but she would get on the mic.
Yeah. See, that it's funny how that works because if you had to guess, what would you say, an extrovert or introvert? I think I asked you this when we met up.
I only remember because I feel like you're an outgoing introvert.
Yeah. It's like, I never used to be like that. Like I was, and like, don't get me wrong, I like staying home. But it's one of those things where I had to get used, because I worked in retail and blah, blah, blah. I had to get used to like talking to people. And as I got more comfortable talking to people, I just kind of started blabbering around. So I just ramble on and I just say whatever the first thing comes to my mind.
Oh, shoot.
Yeah. ADHD in its finest.
Sorry, y'all. I actually exited out the whole podcast by accident because this is a new software for me. So
Pedro told me to do it.
Yeah.
But not Justin. You talk about what you think you are as far as being an introvert and all that.
Oh, right. I'm like, growing up, I was very like quiet. I didn't really speak too much to strangers. I was the type of kid that if I went to go to like a family member's house and there was other kids there, I wouldn't go play with those other kids until like it was like 20 minutes before I was about to leave. It's like, oh, now I'm warmed up, I'm ready to go. Now it's like, I'll be the first one to shake somebody's hand and say, hey, how are you doing? Nice to meet you. I'm Justin.
Got it.
Yeah.
Just to fight that.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's less anxiety now and less stress and more just like because I've gotten used to it. I still sweat.
Yeah.
I'm like, my pits are drenched. But I'm like, hey, nice to meet you. You're here. I haven't met you. You're a new face, that kind of thing. It helps with, I do it to be more social, to like encourage myself, a little bit more.
But the thing is, you have to amp yourself up a little bit.
Yeah. Yeah. I'll like usually smack myself in the face a couple times and get ready to go.
Okay. What do you think you are, Pedro? I know that's not the topic today, but I'm interested.
I think I'm an introvert to a T. I try to be an extrovert, but I feel like, because I mean, when you're an introvert, you kind of want to have some extrovert features, and I feel like vice versa. But I feel like there's a point where you just, I'm just gonna introvert. Yep. But I feel like I've been trying to be an extrovert. I try to be more outgoing with people and and try to be social. But
But
the more I
key thing is
realize
you
that
have
I'm
to
an
try.
introvert, huh?
The key thing is that you have to like try.
Yes, exactly. 'Cause and yeah, I do accept that I'm an introvert, but like, there's something that when I feel comfortable with that, I still want to be, try to be a extrovert because you want to keep your relationships, you want to keep
Sure.
your friends around, so you kind of have to, I don't know, dwell into that zone. In a little bit.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
See,
Okay.
I've known Pedro for a while. He's never struck me as like an introvert. Never.
Yeah.
I was like, he's an extrovert.
I'm an introvert to a T. The thing is, I it's kind of like you cope with it. So,
Yeah.
for example, like I could be a really really good introvert, but you kind of do the bare minimum just to have a social life. You know what I mean? Because like I do appreciate friendships. I really think it's an important thing to have. Yeah, I do. But so I do appreciate the people that I have around me, like even family. Sometimes, hey, you don't call or you don't text. Sometimes I just want to have my own time. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I have to keep trying to be an extrovert to keep the people I love around me. There you go.
Yeah.
I see what you're saying because it's so usually the way people use those words is like outgoing is extrovert and not outgoing is introvert, where it's more supposed to be. I just read this recently. It's more about what you naturally want to do. Like, where's your body, where's your brain most comfortable at? Like, if you really don't want to go out that night, you rather just sit home by yourself.
Yeah.
You're probably an introvert, no matter how outgoing you are.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh shoot, that makes sense because I'm like, anyone can be outgoing in the right setting.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, 100%.
But leave me at home.
Oh, dude, I'm always like that.
Yeah.
Well, fine. So I'll jump around actually because I'm a flexible guy. So I feel like introverts naturally like gaming.
I hate it. I don't like gaming at all.
No, that's so true. I mean, to game you have to be at home. That's so true.
Yeah, exactly. Like you can't do it the way you want out. I mean,
Yeah.
there's Switches and Game
Right.
Pass now,
Yeah,
but it's not the
mobile
same.
games. Yeah.
But my bad. My
No,
computer. I'm not
That's
used
a
to
really
this
good
setting.
point, though.
Yeah.
Like, gamers are like most of them, I guess, are considered introverts. But I mean,
Yeah, I mean, now that you say that, I mean, like growing up, I would much rather be on PlayStation or Xbox Live playing games, talk to my friends than going out. But when you get a significant other, you want to go travel, you go to Baltimore, Philly, blah blah blah, and like you're always on the go, so you get used to that. And then your friends want to go out, you're like, well, let's go out too.
Yeah.
But like recently I just started getting back into the more of the grind of like, because I had like a week and a half off, and I was just playing games, and I was like, man, I love staying home. And I was invited to a happy hour at my friend's house, and I felt bad because I didn't go, but I said I was gonna go, and then I was like, honestly, I just want to stay home. Maybe that's just old age, but I was like, man, I just want to stay home.
And that's the thing. I don't know if it's just that sometimes.
Yeah.
But okay, so I'm gonna ask into this 2025 stuff.
Go for it.
So, what games are y'all excited about for 2025? And if there's not specific games you're excited for, what kinds of things are you excited for in the gaming world? As far as the gaming world, like what do you want out of it? If you don't have anything specifically,
I can talk and talk, so I'll let Pedro go first.
You want me to go?
Yeah, go for it.
Okay.
Go for it.
So, game wise, I think I'm most excited for. I can't decide whether for GTA 6, which I don't know if it's coming out for sure 2025.
it is, unless they change at the last minute.
Right. So GTA 6, I guess. Even if you're not a GTA player, you should at least be watchful and excited for the release of GTA 6 because it's probably going to be historic.
Oh,
I don't play GTA a lot. Like I barely play GTA, and it's fun. It's a fun game. I just don't play it a lot. But they throw around the name of GTA and GTA 6 coming out 2025. I don't care what game you play. You're gonna watch this.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
That is a good point because GTA 6 is GTA as a whole, especially with like Rockstar as the developer, and Red Dead Redemption coming out too. That is, and GTA 6. They're so influential. Like games, honestly, like future games end up following some kind of structure that Grand Theft Auto or whatever Rockstar makes. They kind of set the new trend or whatever the next thing is going to be.
Their influence in the market is heavy.
Yes, 100%. Yeah.
And
I want to hop on that GTA point. I do think so. I know you guys aren't into this as much, but hold on. It says we got a viewer. How? Okay, that's weird. Whatever. It's Twitch.
Hey viewer.
But yeah, on GTA. What was I saying? Oh no, GTA to me.
Yeah.
Okay. I remember. My bad. I remember what was happening.
Yeah.
Fortnite. Y'all don't play Fortnite, so I will inform y'all that Fortnite. Remember this whole metaverse concept that was thrown around?
Yeah.
Fortnite. Between Fortnite and Roblox, those are more kiddish games.
Yeah.
But that's like metaverse like.
Yeah.
So like Fortnite. Did you ever watch Ready Player One or no?
Yeah.
Yep.
It's kind of turning into that because now Fortnite has games that aren't like shooters. They had a Ninja Turtles fighting game within Fortnite.
Yeah.
Like a beat 'em up game.
It's like they trying to do what kind of like what Roblox is doing or has been doing.
Bingo. Just a bunch of different games in it.
Yep.
So now they have a deal with Disney. So now they're probably gonna have its own world. It's probably gonna be really expansive.
Mm-hmm.
And like in the Ready Player One books, all of that is free. You pay for like the items and whatever, but the world itself is actually free. So I say to say that GTA 6 is also metaverse like with the once you get the online mode.
Wow.
Because the maps are big.
Yeah.
Right.
There's games within games. Like you go on the map, but yet you could go into a death match with your online character.
Yeah.
Right.
So I think it'll be very important in that way.
Right. Like as influential as Rockstar is,
Mhm.
I don't know if they could actually do. I mean, I'm not saying that you're saying this, but like I'm wondering, like in my head, could Rockstar do something along the lines of Fortnite, where they're bringing like other universes in to like their game? But then I thought,
I don't think they will.
Like they're very limited because like they're it's an M-rated game, and like you can't some like IPs don't want their character shooting and
right. But what you can do is what they've been doing in GTA 5. You do the knockoffs. If it feels like the Batmobile, you don't care if it's actually the Batmobile in the game.
Yeah,
that's true.
They do.
So
that's true.
And like it looks like you could clearly tell it's a Lambo, but it doesn't
exactly
have the Lambo badge. Yep.
All you need is the only thing GTA 6 needs to me, and I'm a nitpicker. Most of the world doesn't care. I think it needs more modern controls.
Elaborate, like modern controls.
So I was playing GTA 5 for the first time in years. I used to be like a GTA kingpin online.
Yeah,
that's what's up.
And I was playing, and I was like, my guy doesn't run fast. He takes forever to climb over this wall. Like I can't. Okay. I don't feel like an action star. Like someone lock onto you. It's auto in game.
Yeah.
So you can't dive to the next safest wall.
Right.
Yeah, it's true.
Whereas in Fortnite, you feel like you're moving like a super soldier, but yet it's not too over the top. Yeah. And that's a cartoony game, but yet the movement in Fortnite is so good.
It's so smooth too.
Yeah.
Yep. And now that's what you mean by modern controls.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And a little faster. Maybe modern wasn't the best for it, but I needed it to be sped up.
Yeah. I don't know if I wouldn't say they're keeping it to like realism, because like it's definitely like GTA is one of those games where like at least GTA 5 they try to go into like a realism route, but they don't go too far. Because like GTA 5 was like the driving was insane. Like the cycles that they had were insane. Like they have a lot of physics and stuff like that in it. But then when you get to like you said, the movement, then you're kind of still playing a game. Because like at the end of the day, like, and I've always thought about this, how realistic would it be to have a game that was ultra realistic? Like they have games out there like that, and they're like more like military shooters, Sims, but like at least for me, it's not really that fun. So like for the mass player, you may be playing a realistic game, but you have to gamify it to a degree.
Yeah.
So it feels like you're playing a game.
I agree with that.
Yeah.
So, I think GTA 6, for obvious reasons, had to take up more time.
Yeah.
Justin, is there a couple games you want to run through real quick?
I have a couple things.
Okay.
But I'll only address two because they're like, at least from my list, they're the two biggest ones.
Okay.
And I'll save the second one for last. Ghost of Yote. I mean, come on.
That's on my list.
We gotta have that coming out, man. Like Ghost of Tsushima, fantastic game, great game. I mean, like it was probably Sony's best game for that year. It didn't win Game of the Year though. I don't think.
Ghost of Tsushima.
Yeah. It
Do you think is it the best game of what was that? PS4? Was it the best Sony game in the PS4 era?
Ooh, that's tough. That is over. No, I'm gonna still say no. And you know why? I'm gonna be a huge outcast for this, but my all-time favorite game, and it
for PS4
is still Last of Us Part 2.
No way.
100%. 100%.
Anyways.
Really?
But anyway, yes, I thought Last of Us Part 2 was phenomenal, and there's a reason why I got a 10 out of 10 from a lot of reviewers.
So did God of War.
God of War did, and I really did enjoy it. But there was a tone that Last of Us Part 2 had.
That
God of War
was
didn't
really
deliver on. I know we're speeding over that one that quick, but
wait, were we speeding over? My bad. I was
Last of Us Part 2, and Ghost of Yote. But the other game that I desperately want, and I know a lot of people want this, but I don't think it's gonna happen, is a Bloodborne remake for 2025.
Is that PS3 era game?
PS4.
It was like one of the first games that dropped in the PS4.
Do you think? I mean, I was gonna say you think they would remake that, but they remade Last of Us at least twice. So
well, you know, it wasn't an acquisition, but Sony just bought 10% of Kadokawa. They bought 10% of their share, which is going to give them a lot of influence on FromSoft. So FromSoft is owned by Kadokawa.
Yes.
And then on top of that, a lot of fans I saw this in an article. A lot of fans are speculating that they're going to do like either a Bloodborne remake or a remaster, just because. So Sony recently did their 30th anniversary thing, right? I don't know if you saw that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I did.
Well, like every like exclusive title that they had like, you know, Uncharted was adventurous or courageous or something like that.
Yeah.
And Aloy's from Horizon was
I love that series.
Like, I can't remember what their caption was, but every game had like a specific, you know, word for it. And the very last game that they showed was Bloodborne, and it said persistence. So a lot of fans are speculating that, like, why would Sony put that in there in the very last game and then say persistence? Because they know fans are also asking for the game consistently. And obviously in Souls-like games, you have to have a lot of persistence. So that's their, like, idea,
I see.
You know?
Okay.
But that's a wish list. That's not really, like, practical, but...
Yeah. But, I mean, it fits into the whole 2025 thing because there could be some news about that later this year because we're only a second day. So that's a good one.
Yeah, that's true.
Any other games?
Okay, so I'll just read off of the list that I quickly made, but
sure.
Death Stranding 2 is another big one. A lot of people didn't like it because it was more like a walking sim, you know,
especially in the beginning.
Yeah, so I will say, like, it wasn't my favorite game, but it definitely, the soundtrack was really, really good. And then also the story really picks up halfway through. And I know it's kind of hard to suggest a game if it's, you got to play the game halfway through in order to really enjoy it. It's like, that's kind of, but Death Stranding 2, they expected to have a little bit more actual like gunplay in it. So like, that's going to change the game mechanics a little bit. And then do we finally get Metroid Prime 4?
Do you have a Switch?
I do.
Okay.
Yeah. I don't touch it that much. I'm mainly playing on PlayStation. Yeah,
it's hard to juggle different consoles.
Yeah.
Well, especially the older you get.
Yeah, that's exactly where I'm going.
Yeah. So the older you get. So how old are you? We're old. Don't want to out any of us, but
You know what other game too is coming out? I forget. And that's coming out.
Derek didn't ask.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah, sorry.
Nah, go ahead.
No, Monster Hunter.
Oh yeah, that was on the list I looked up. Actually, it was on IGN's list.
So I was excited. I think last one that came out was 2018. Where was it? The Monster Hunter World. Dude, I had lots of fun with that with my man Warren. You know who that is?
Who's that?
It's like one of our old college mates. So like, well, we played Monster Hunter non-stop. So it was like we had, barely any responsibilities and just played Monster Hunter like non-stop. But I'm excited for Wilds. I'm actually not excited for Wilds. I'm more excited to see what is gonna come out of it, other than Monster Hunter World. Because like you know how a lot of games like the sequel or the next game that comes out,
Yes,
it's more. It feels more like a DLC to then.
I hate that feeling.
Yeah,
that is true.
But it's like God, for example, like my biggest example. I love God of War, but I feel like God of War Ragnarok was a big DLC for the first one.
I disagree with you on that.
Really?
I disagree with you on that. If I had to pick a DLC game, I would say Spider-Man,
Miles Morales.
Miles Morales, and Spider-Man 2 were like a DLC. Like Miles Morales especially was a DLC because of how short it was. But Spider-Man 2, it's like there was only so much they could add into it to really differentiate it.
It's hard.
The first one. So like, is this really just DLC with a symbiote and Miles Morales in it too? And then you can just kind of fast travel through the speed points.
He got wings.
Yeah,
that's about it.
So,
the wings is probably the coolest part about it.
But it's like
that's the thing.
With games like that, where do you?
How do you make that better? How do you make it different?
Yeah. It was good. Like
it was really good.
Too. Yeah,
I feel like the city is probably the biggest aspect of the game. If they would have made another city like Spider-Man in Chicago, that would have been really cool because now you have a whole new map to explore at least.
We probably needed more bosses to fight too.
Yeah, but I feel like we kind of got a lot though, right? You got Venom.
Side bosses.
Oh, side. Okay.
So like in Spider-Man 1, you fought all those bosses in the DLCs and on the side.
Yeah.
Most of the symbiote bosses were in the main story.
That's true. Somehow Tombstone's retired in the second game. It's like, come on, he's not retired. Yeah. they never retire. They say they are, but then they, Yeah.
So my bad. Let me pull this list up again.
You're good.
Okay. Oh, I didn't name all my games, so I'll do that. So I'm not going to name every game. Actually, I lost my list somehow. How did that happen?
We know Ghost of Yote was on there.
Yeah,
Ghost of Yote.
Yeah, talked about it a little bit.
Yeah,
big fan of Ghost of Tsushima, like most PS gamers are.
Mm-hmm.
One aspect I do want to come back that I feel like we're just not used to doing this. I want co-op games to be a thing.
It's very interesting. Well, okay. Well, I got to ask you, what kind of co-op? Do you mean couch play? Or do you mean just, it could be either on the couch?
You know what?
Online.
We for sure need more couch play. But even like, there's not even a lot of online co-op games. It's like there kind of is.
Yeah.
But not for PS5 players.
Yeah, that's true.
Like Returnal is one, but I don't think Returnal is like a universal game. Do you know Returnal?
Yes, it's a very difficult game. If you're suggesting it to gamers, it's a very difficult game because it's a roguelike. So
I hate it.
I feel like you need a partner.
Yeah.
See, the thing is, I like it. Because I'm actually okay at it, but when one thing goes wrong for me in the game, it's just downhill and pisses me off. Because like I'll show you some of my footage.
Yeah.
I know how to dodge.
Yeah.
But I just need that insurance. Like I need a friend there to revive me once in a while.
Did you beat it?
No.
Right?
No, I got to like the second and third level.
Pedro, did you beat it?
He screamed that, bro. He's like, no.
Pedro, did you beat it?
I didn't beat it.
I beat it. I'm the only one that beat it.
Well, you have to come and help me one day when you're free, which is going to be in 3 years.
I got you.
Okay. But But co-op games like so Xbox does this, but then
Yeah.
Xbox game library is a little strange itself. Like Gears of War is co-op,
Yeah.
Yeah.
but
Yeah, Gears of War.
Ha-
Yeah, those games were fun.
Halo was a good co-op game.
that is a good one.
Yeah.
But there's one game coming out that's going to be co-op, and of course, I lost it on my list.
Oh no.
So I'll pull it up, but like I just think that that needs to be a thing because most gaming is massively multiplayer
Yeah.
Mhm.
or it's like it's arena shooter. It's either battle royale, massively multiplayer.
Yeah.
Massively multiplayer for my audience that doesn't know things like GTA or games where it's just like a bunch of people on a map and
Right.
you're all out to kill each other.
Yeah.
How do you feel like games like Destiny though? Like they're co-op.
They
Is that
are.
what you consider that co-op? Like Destiny? Like lately, I've been into like the first
Th-
Descendant.
that is
something
so.
like that.
I do appreciate the concept behind Destiny, but I think that's considered MMO also. I want
Mhm.
something like in God of War instead of Atreus. Is that his name? The little boy Atreus.
Yeah.
Instead of Atreus being a computer character, why can't my friend just control him?
Right.
Because he has a full moveset anyway. In the new one,
Right.
what is it called? Ragnarok? He has a
Yeah.
full moveset.
Yeah.
Whereas in the first one, he was just assisting with arrows.
Right.
He's a full character now. Make that co-op.
That is true, but they're definitely gonna go. They're gonna do separate games now, at least because Atreus went to go. Oh, spoiler alert, by the way. If no one's played this, you have to play Ragnarok. But Atreus they hint at him kind of doing his own thing now. But I will say there is one game that I started playing that delivers on what you're asking for, Derek.
What was it called?
Oh,
It's called Space Marine 2.
I know Space Marine, never played it.
I got Space Marine 2 for Christmas, and bro, I've been looking for a game that was just a classic a classic story where you're just shooting things and then you're just going through the story. That's all I wanted, because like the game is very PS3 era esque. It's like very Gears of War. If I could relate to the game, it's very Gears of War. And like I was looking for a game like that. Like I'm kind of tired of just like these AAA solo adventure games. I'm tired of like multiplayer games. I'm like, just give me a nice game where I can just turn my brain off. I can just shoot a whole bunch of stuff, progress me through the story, blah blah blah. But the point is, they have online co-op. You can just have a friend come in and you can go through the entire story.
yes.
You know what game was big last year? Sorry to cut you off.
No,
but
you're
it
good.
reminds me of we said Space Marines. Reminds me of Helldivers.
Yes,
Oh, right, Helldivers.
Yeah.
Forgot.
I
about
like that concept behind that, but
Yeah.
you're actually at war in that game. Like
That's
what you do contributes only a little bit to the actual war, which is how war actually is.
Yeah.
There's people that go hard on that, man.
I love Helldivers. Like my guy is pretty strong on there. I just don't have the time.
Look at that.
Yeah, no, I think I actually played it just recently on my break, and my friends were like, anybody want to jump on? And I was like, yeah, sure, I'll jump on. And I was like, oh, I don't have it installed, so I reinstalled it. I only had like 4 hours into the game, so like it was just, if you don't have friends to play with, it's not as enjoyable as it could be. It's still fun.
Well, I'll play with you next time.
Yeah,
Because our schedules are similar. It seems like as far as work goes.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, I found the game.
Let's go.
It's called Split Fiction.
Split Fiction. I don't think.
Yeah.
Wait,
I gotta look it up.
I've heard that sounds so familiar. What is that?
So basically,
No.
two characters get stuck in
Oh,
virtual reality,
yes.
and it's so look at it like it's like an adventure game, action adventure game, but it's two people like y'all just be together from start to finish. It's made by the people who made
Take-Two.
Yes,
Take-Two, and what's the other one?
A Way Out.
A Way Out. Yep. There you go.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
but this looks more actiony than those.
Yeah, this one,
And-
because they just, sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, go for it.
They just announced this on their at the 30th. Was it? They just had a show where they announced a lot of games. No, it was the Game Awards. They announced.
Okay,
it. That's what it is.
that was pretty recent, wasn't it?
Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah.
Okay,
It was like middle December.
okay. Yeah, I'm excited for this because It Takes Two. It looks very childish, but when you play it, there's
it's-
like the controls are fantastic. Why did my
Yeah.
thing get dark? I hate technology, but no, but yeah, like there was one part where there's a lot of parts. It's like you're like an acrobat. You're like it feels like you're controlling Captain America, but yet you're using this little cartoony sock puppet.
It's a fun game.
It Takes Two.
Yeah, It Takes Two.
Yes,
I gotta play it.
It's
a really good game. Me and my sister beat it together.
Nice.
Play it with your wife. She'll probably be better at it than my significant other.
Takes Two.
I've been seeing memes all over Instagram. People playing It Takes Two with their significant other, and it's always the guy just waiting around for their partner to come in. Just like
I'm gonna try
it.
that.
It's bro, like I will say my girlfriend has a high learning curve when it comes to like picking things up, and like for her not really playing games, she picked it up really really fast.
Okay,
but there was some like parts where it's like a boss battle or something like that. I'm just like in my mind, I'm like, she's not gonna be able to do this. This is too hard for her. Like you just don't have the muscle memory. Like if you haven't been playing games for 20,
it's easy
years.
for us.
Yeah, 100%.
It's like second nature at this point.
Because it's not the hardest game, but there's some parts if you don't know what's happening, you'll be a little lost.
Yeah, if you don't have a good handle of like, because obviously you're using two thumbsticks, like one's to move and one's to turn the camera. If you don't have a good grasp on doing that, you're gonna struggle. So
another game, I'm not going to deep dive into them unless y'all have questions. There's a Fable. I missed a lot of Xbox growing up.
Yeah.
So
go ahead.
I went back to the old Fable, and it was too dated for me to take seriously. So if they could give me the best version, I think they say Fable 2 is the best one usually, or do they say the first one? I don't know. I know they say it got worse with time.
Yeah.
So
I haven't played too much Fable.
I haven't either, but I know the concept is every decision haunts you and all that, and that's cool to me.
Yeah,
interesting.
And it's open world too.
I actually enjoyed the third one. I know it but just like you, it was too outdated for me. So at the time, the third one is the one I grabbed, and I enjoyed it. It's kind of like it's to me it's a simple RPG to grab, and they make it in it's way more fun than just like a complicated, RPG with you. They have a lot of, design game elements that you could, explore and get into detail and stuff to help your guy. It's like that, but more simplified.
Right.
And it's much more quicker to grab, in my opinion.
Well, there's a new Fable coming out, right?
Yep.
That's what I'm talking about.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
So yeah, I want that one to be updated, but be like the best one, but of our time. So I'm excited to try that. My main single player game will be really excited for, because it's proven, like the franchise is proven. I don't see them doing wrong.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, how did I drop this? The guy with the white hair. The guy who plays Superman played him.
Henry Cavill.
The Witcher.
Henry Cavill.
Oh
yes.
I don't
Witcher
know
4.
name, but yeah.
I'm excited for that because I have Witcher 3. I was late to it. I'm just always late with these RPGs.
I'm hoping that with The Witcher 4, just like you, I was actually the three of us, right, Pedro? Because you and I jumped on at the same time, right? Witcher 3. I tried to get into it and I couldn't. It was too much, and then I wasn't really.
It's so big mechanics of a game.
So I'm hoping that like Witcher 4 comes out, they have like, I don't know. I'm not saying for them to make it more mainstream for casual gamers. I'm not saying I'm a casual gamer, but I don't know. Change it up something.
It's not overwhelming, at least.
No, yeah. So it's not overwhelming, and I can kind of like jump into it, and then I'll like enjoy it because I like everybody loves that game. I want to play it so I can get the same like feeling.
Now I'm with you. Like my wife bought me every expansion pack plus The Witcher on Switch.
That's what's up.
Yeah.
And I'm holding the Switch and I'm like, I don't know where to go. This is a lot. I was just
It's a
overwhelmed.
lot to take in.
I'm sorry to hear that
Yeah.
you're playing it on Switch.
Did you get to the Red Baron?
The graphics actually all right.
Are they?
Yeah.
Did
It's amazing. Sorry, Pedro.
No, you
It's
good.
amazing that they put that on the Switch.
I know.
Like it's crazy.
That's the one of their best ports because Switch
Yeah.
graphics can be bad sometimes when it's
Yeah.
but it's not that
Good.
it's not an old game. I mean, it's not a new game, so Switch was able to handle that.
That's true. That's true. What were we
But
gonna
my
say?
bad, Pedro. What were you about to say?
No, did you get to the Red Baron?
When I tell you I was overwhelmed, I don't think I got
He's
anywhere.
like, nah, I'm out.
And the thing is, I'm going to take it to work with me since it's on Switch, and I'm going to play it then.
Yeah,
Gotcha.
that is a good game
The-
to kind of play on the go.
My last game, not too much explanation.
Mhm.
It sounds dumb, but I will try almost anything. It's called Date Everything.
Date everything.
Date
Was that
everything.
another
I
game
don't-
that was announced?
I think so.
Well,
It's a
obviously.
Basically, it's a simulator. And once you say simulator, I'll try it because I'm always interested in the tech behind it. Because that tech actually gets implemented into games
Yeah.
that like action games.
It's like knowledge type.
Yeah. Like Starfield. I think it's called Starfield. It's on Xbox.
Bethesda Studio.
Yeah,
Yes.
Starfield.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
Starfield.
Yeah. I think they were trying to do some of that, but they didn't implement it enough. So I think the technology that's put into those kind of games can be implemented into quote unquote funner more actiony games. So I want to try Date Everything. Basically, it's a dating sim, but it's a big sandbox game. Once you say sandbox, I'm like, all right, I'm one to play. It might not be a main game of mine. I might not even play it for more than 3 days, but I'm interested to see what they do with it.
Right. I mean, I guess you could also say like, I mean, going like literal on it, you could play Sims. I was talking to a buddy of mine not too long ago. He's like, the Sims community is still huge. Like, people
Oh,
are
it
still
is.
playing
It
Sims
is.
a
They go
lot.
big.
And it's free now. The base game is free.
I think so.
So here's the thing. At one point, I was juggling gaming and being a Sims player, which in my world
shoot.
are two different things. Because we're in a Sims world, you might not care about video games at all. The Sims is just its
Good
own
point.
thing.
Good point.
So I stayed up for 28 hours straight playing The Sims.
Really? Oh my god.
So when you said that, I'm like, I'm never going back. I'm not going back to The Sims. Awesome game, especially if you play on PC because you can add clothes and all that. You can make it your own. You can add Jordans and all that. But I'm not doing it because I get too invested in what those people do. Like I try to make my guy a CEO of a company. Why am I doing that?
you sunk time into that game. You put a lot of time in that.
And then I had all the expansions because my sister's best friend. This was back when it was on the CDs. She was giving me the expansions, so it went from me just playing Sims to. So it was like you can play the base game and it's pretty good. It's really good actually. But she gave me the university edition. So now you don't acquire jobs by just moving up within the Sims game. You expand the person's life by taking them to college.
Oh my god.
And why'd you bring up the Sims? These are dark times here. Then she gave me pets. Then she gave me, and with the university option, it opens up more jobs in the base game. Once you get out the university, it's a sick world.
It's time,
Bruh.
It's a sign that it's time for you to go back.
It's time for me to check myself into rehab.
I gotta get out of here.
Bro,
No, I can't do Sims 4 because it's too good of a game. I won't do it.
It's so funny because I've been telling Pedro, I'm like, man, I want a game I can sink time into. Like,
No, don't do it. You'll never play another game again.
Do it.
Because there's no end game with Sims. There's no end game. Almost like Starfield, because Starfield's too open. It's like Starfield's also a sim. They don't tell you that, but it's also a planetary sim.
yeah,
No, like don't.
Yep.
Don't. Because
the warning has been put out.
I'm telling you,
You sink
like
hours and hours and hours.
The Sims is a real game, but it's also not. Doesn't make you a gamer in the traditional sense.
Yeah.
Sure.
No, I'm not doing it.
It's like a life experience, sir.
You know what? In 2025, they should have warning labels on Sims 4.
What would the warning label be?
Addictive. If you have the addictive gene, don't play it.
That is true. That is true.
And you can invest real money in that too, right? Since they made it free.
Yeah, you
You
can.
have to.
Well, you put money into the expansion packs. Oh, I just realized. I gotta give a shout out. My cousin is the one in the comments. I just realized.
Oh, okay, I was wondering. I saw that message come up from the bottom of the screen. And I was like, "We got a ghost in the ether right now." Yes, did you not see it?
I did not see it.
But the last game. No, there's no last game. What I want out of 2025 is I just want more innovation. I think they've been doing a good job with that. Like the game learn as cookie cutter. All these games are drastically different.
Yeah.
So I like that. Like, what's the game I was just talking about with the space army?
Starfield,
yeah.
Not Starfield. The one Helldivers.
Helldivers. Yeah.
Helldivers is a shooter, but it doesn't feel like other shooting games. I like that they're all different.
That's true. And
So-
Helldivers 2 is different than the first game because the first game was top view.
It was top view. Yep, I saw.
Mhm.
And you're not invincible in Helldivers like you are in most video games.
Yeah.
Like you could be good at Helldivers and still get trashed.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Like
especially-
any little thing could kill you in that game.
Yeah, that's true.
get overwhelmed real quick.
Yeah.
Do y'all have anything for gaming before we go to a different topic?
The wish list that I have 3 big ones, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I think we can all agree we want less layoffs, right? Like the layoffs are getting out of control. Like I
Okay,
get that's
yep.
a part of the economy and like blah blah blah, but like the more layoffs we have,
Oh no, I'm radical, so I'm with you.
yeah.
Yeah.
And it's like the more layoffs we have, it drives the cost for gaming up. It takes longer for development time, and you throw a whole bunch of other factors in there. So it's just a lot. I know it won't happen this year because they're still working with Unreal Engine 5. But I want game devs to reduce game development time because it's taking so long to make games now. It's like literally like you spend 5 to 8 years making a whole game just to wait another 5 to 8 years. It's like gamers don't want to wait that long for games anymore. So, and then I'm just tired of the live service, man. There's way too many live service games. Like I get
And
like
that's the wave right now.
that is the wave because just going back to the few points, it's like if you want to make a lot of money in the gaming industry, you have to kind of make the thing that generates the most amount of money. And what is that? You have season passes, you have loot crates, and you have live service games. Those are like the bread.
There's only a few live service games that matter to me anyway.
That's true. Like that's why Sony canceled
Concord.
Well, not Concord. There's another one that they had that they canceled. They had like 16 or 17 games that they had coming out, and some of them were going to be live service. They canceled. Like,
who has the time to play a billion different? There's not even enough people for all these games to thrive. There's not enough people on this planet for all these games to thrive. Not enough people, not enough time.
Exactly. Yeah. Marvel Rivals is killing it though.
I love
So
you know
fun.
what? I was going to bring that up. Do y'all play?
I just started playing it, bro. And
I just won MVP 3 times today.
Yes, let's go.
And I'm a healer. I use Cloak and Dagger.
Bro, we could play because I play as Moon Knight, and you're my that's
the sync up power thing.
Yeah.
Oh,
I
play
Yeah, let's do that then.
Yeah. Who do you play?
Storm.
Okay.
Oh, jeez.
I also use Captain America, so you power him up.
So yes, Storm powers everybody up. As long as you're in the circle, like I could follow you guys around and like you all power.
But you give Cap another ability that doesn't have unless Storm is on the field. I get a triangle. So if Storm or Thor on the field, you give Cap has an electric power he can use even when he's not near Storm or Thor.
Oh, it has a sync up with Captain America.
Yep.
I didn't know that. Wow.
So
That's what's up.
you know what? That's my last 2 hopes I'm going to share. I want Marvel Rivals to keep doing what they're doing and add more because the Fantastic Four, they're going to be on that game in 4 days on the 6th.
Oh, that's dope.
Yeah.
So
Torch.
Yeah, I can imagine he's going to be a DPS person. The thing's going to be a tank.
Wow. So I'm assuming he's going to play like Iron Man, I guess.
Yep. I imagine
Yeah.
so.
I can imagine.
I tried playing Iron Man. He's
I can't
my
do it.
favorite. I don't like the way he plays. I don't want to do him.
I'm not. I love the idea. Doesn't work for my brain.
I will say his ult does. It's a pretty much instant KO. Like it.
Captain America could reflect it back.
Really?
Wow,
His shield.
that's what's up.
Yep. So he could bounce it back, and it's a one-hit kill for Iron Man.
Wow.
See, it's the little details like this, like a certain character, you can't do it. It's
Who would have thought?
It's awesome.
Yeah.
It's awesome.
Using heroes in a hero shooter works.
Yeah.
Yeah, right. Yeah,
I never played Overwatch, but I can see how. I mean,
I'd be trash at it. I could tell.
But like it's just different. Like the Marvel heroes and villains just work so well because their powers are already established.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, like they're like all the cannons on them are like you can throw anything you want in it. Like there's and they have like what over like 300 different characters that they can add.
and
Like total
more.
Yeah, probably more than that.
and they play exactly as you would expect them to.
Yeah.
To
Like Captain America feels like Captain America.
Yeah,
Storm feels like Storm.
Yep.
Yeah.
And I love the strategy that goes into it. Like you don't gotta be the best
True.
shooter. If you're into teamwork and you know your role, you have a chance.
That's another thing.
Play
So-
the hell out of your role.
So so I also asked for Call of Duty Black Ops 6. I know Call of Duty, but
I'm fine with Call of Duty.
it's
I
a
like
nice
Call of
little mind numbing game you just throw in and
Mhm.
you're ready to go. But
I'm a zombies guy though.
yeah, zombies is I love zombies.
that was cool.
But I'm always like the issue with Call of Duty is like playing multiplayer at least. The issue is that like you can play the multiplayer, but everyone kind of just does what they want to do. Like no one really cooperates together to do the objective, and that's been Call of Duty.
And
Every Call of Duty.
It's very hard to find too if you do.
But that's the
you gotta
thing.
Have like a squad.
Like,
Well, you can carry in Call of Duty
yeah,
in some rounds.
Yeah.
Yep.
So it's like, why would you do teamwork?
yeah,
Yes.
exactly.
Yep.
And then it's like because it rewards you kind of being selfish anyway.
Yeah.
Yes.
So games like Overwatch, but in this case Marvel Rivals, you have to work with people. You kind of have to you have to have a healer. Like it's almost if you don't have a healer, you're gonna get cooked.
You're gonna be
like,
tough. Yeah, it's gonna be
every
tough.
time. But like it makes you have to work together as a team. To,
Right.
It balances it out. Whereas like most PvP games don't make you do that. You kind of just like if you want to go run and do your own thing, go and do it. You're your own gamer. But like this, it requires you to do that.
Yeah.
So then that's why I like. It's kind of like Super Smash Bros. It's like easy to play, but there's two things you gotta master: when to use certain abilities,
Yes.
and how like the little intricate parts of your role. So I use Cloak and Dagger. I master switching between Cloak and Dagger. Like, if I'm fighting a Hulk, I will put down my healing shield and turn the dagger and do as much damage as I can to him.
Yeah.
But it still doesn't matter because if no one comes and helps me, I'm still cooked.
Oh, 100%.
So it's just, but the skill puts you in the best position to receive the help. So I just love that about this game. Like there's just so much teamwork involved, so much strategy. It feels like a Marvel game, but still feels like a hero shooter.
Yeah.
And it feels like you're there with a team.
Yes.
Yeah. It feel like you're there because I don't know. You know how you just attack. It does damage, but you could tell like your team helps you a lot. Like your assist, thank God, like some of the assist accounts as like your own.
I love that. Like
you could be attacking a player and you almost his health bar down, and man, I did all that work for nothing. But then
they reward you.
Yeah, they do.
Yeah.
They also reward you if you heal someone. So if you're using Iron Man and you're fighting the Punisher, and I heal you while you're fighting the Punisher,
you get an assist.
I get the assist, or sometimes they even give me the knockout. If for
real? Look at
yeah,
that.
if you're likely gonna die fighting the Punisher, and you won because I was feeding you energy, sometimes they give me the kill.
Wow.
Oh wow,
That's really, really cool.
that's cool.
Yeah.
And it's because it's so fast, I can't tell when to decide.
Right.
But I remember being like, I'm not even shooting anyone that much. I'm shooting my teammates with power, and they gave me like 10 kills.
That's what's up.
I like how there are like you're not a support character, but there are certain characters that like help aid other characters. Like Moon Knight specifically doesn't really help. Like it doesn't really help necessarily. But
the moon.
But like he has two main attacks that really contribute, right? So there's there's this like little radius thing that he throws down. So if you're in that field,
With the ink thing he throws down?
yeah.
Okay.
If you're in that range and you throw like a moon dagger or whatever you want to call it, it does extra damage.
I thought that was what was happening. Okay.
Yeah. But the extra kicker with Moon Knight is if you hit an enemy, it will ricochet off of another enemy and go to the next player. So
yes, that's so lethal.
Oh, really?
Yeah. That's why.
Yeah, he can wipe out people if they're not paying attention.
Yeah, 100%.
That's what's up.
Yeah.
So my last thing, this is a quick one because I know that now it's commentary. I need Fortnite to keep bringing in the IPs because Avatar, maybe my favorite animated American show.
Yeah.
They don't know what they're doing with games.
Oh, no. Did you play the Korra game that they came out years ago?
Yeah, I did. And I knew it was going to be bad, but it was like $2 when I found it.
$2.
So I played and I was like, this. I was like, what's even worth 50 cents? So on Fortnite, you can use the different, during the Avatar season, you was able to use the different bending.
Right.
And I'm like, they could have made a strictly Avatar mode from like on the side, and it would have been a great Avatar game. The Marvel season was great. Yeah. So I'm like, I'm experiencing these IPs for free.
Yeah. Right.
So I want that to continue because I like Ready Player One is one of my favorite books. Like I love the movie, but I love the book.
I have to read the book now.
You'll like it, especially as a gamer. You'll really appreciate it. And it was made in the 2010s before gaming took off the way it did. So the guy was early to some of these concepts. I think he was a PC gamer originally. That's why. But
I hope I can imagine that the book would be better than the movie. I watched the movie. I feel like the movie was a little like too simple, but I feel like the book is probably more expanded.
The book had more. Yeah, the book had more time. And don't get me wrong, I enjoyed the movie. The movie did what it could. The book material and made it good, especially as a fan of the book. Yeah. But the book just gave you more time to understand the world.
Yeah.
So if you read the book, it'll make you understand what the movie was trying to do, and you'll be like, it'll give you a different appreciation for gaming.
Yeah, 100%.
So I'm done with my gaming rants. My bad. Keep talking a lot.
No. Keep going.
I actually have one last thing.
Sure.
I'll let you move on to the next point because I don't want to hold you too long. But
no, I ain't no rush. It's up to y'all.
I was not a huge advocate for this specific piece of technology in gaming. Okay. I'm going to be vague because what'd you say?
It's about to be VR?
Yes.
Okay.
PlayStation VR, not just PlayStation, but VR in general. I was like, I don't get the whole hype behind it. I really don't.
Okay.
But that was because I never tried it. And I to be fair, I did try it one time. I played Beat Saber at my friend's house, and it was on the PSVR 1. And I was like, I only played it for like 10 minutes, and I didn't really get the grasp of it.
Okay.
So like, I don't get the big hype for VR. I saw that the PlayStation VR 2 was on sale. It was originally $600.
Okay. What is it now?
It was $349. I think the sale's done.
Okay.
But it was on $349, and it came with Horizon Call of the Mountain. And I was like,
how is that?
The game is like the graphics in it. It's crazy. It's crazy. VR is just one of those things where like I played it. I have 3 games for it now, and I'm like sold on VR now. I'm sold. I didn't get it. Yeah. Now I'm sold. I'm like, I don't get this, and played it. So have you guys heard of Madison? Scary game?
I've heard of it, but I don't know anything about it.
Don't play it in VR. If you
it's like that.
VR, it's that scary. It is horrifying. I kid you not. Like, I'll give you a glimpse of one instance. You're walking in this this is the very beginning of the game, and you're in this you climb down this well, and you're in a well full of water. And so you're walking through. There's these 4 columns, and you get trapped in these columns. So you have a Polaroid camera, and that's what you use to light up the dark. Nah. So it's very dim lit.
I'm out.
Nah.
And so you pick up this radio, and this radio, every time you turn it, it gets louder and louder. So you have to point it where the sound is actually coming from, right? And so you'll take a picture, and then one thing will dart across the screen, and you're And then you hear this whole dialogue of like this police officer finding this woman named Madison, and then she dies. So then it goes quiet. So you do it again. You do it like 3 times, and you do it the 3rd time, and this thing jumps right at your face.
Oh no!
And then like just when you think it's done, it does it again, and I'm like, oh my god, this is horrifying. Then there's a statue that follows you around.
What?
You'll be going down. You know the Mother Mary statue?
Yeah.
Catholic. It's that. You're in this house, but you'll go down a hall, it'll be there. You go down another hall, you turn around, it disappears. You go down around the hall again, it's right there in a corner. It just continuously follows you. This game, I'm telling you, is probably the scariest game I've ever played.
Let me tell you something.
More than PT.
Like that.
I don't appreciate. So I'm from West Philly, but I'm probably from the part that was dominated by Catholics.
Yeah.
I don't appreciate how scary Hollywood and Western media has made Catholic art.
Yeah. I don't think.
Yeah, I can see that.
But the moment you see it, because you're right, Hollywood has done that, and every time you see that, you're like, something scary is going to happen with that thing. I don't know what it is, but something scary is going to happen.
I'm good.
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah, but Hollywood movies do that.
Okay.
Because it's not originally. It's now I get that. It's funny because I haven't thought of it that way.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, it's funny because how implemented it can get into your head that you know, because originally that's a statue for, you know, good thing. You know?
Yeah.
And now it's just never thought of it that way. Yeah.
Well, see, I don't want to get too into it because that's not what we're getting into right now. But it doesn't help that I heard certain stories that weren't meant to be scary get twisted to sound scary because it's like when you hear like a lot of Catholic stories, not like I'm not talking about like Catholic faith. I'm talking about things that happen to people of the Catholic faith. Like there's people who believe they got attacked by certain spirits.
Right.
So when you hear that and you're like 8, you're like, a horse demon did what to you?
Like, nope, not doing it, not touching.
So it's like, and they swear these things are real, and then Hollywood's like saying it's kind of real, and I'm like, oh no, I'm just out. I'm just out. You know what? Let's move on. Matter of fact, while we talk about Hollywood, let's move on to movies.
There you go.
Okay, so
I hate movies.
Yeah, right. What are the biggest movies you're looking forward to? If there's not specific movies you're looking forward to, what kinds of movies do you want to see?
Pedro, can you mind if I go first really quick?
Go ahead, bro.
Because I want to beat Derek to this one. Avatar: The Last Airbender, 2025. They have a movie coming out where it's like I think it's older.
You're right. You're
So
right. It's a follow. You beat me to it completely. You want to know how? And I didn't even write it down because
like that.
I think it's straight to streaming.
Mm-hmm.
So IGN kind of missed that one because I use my websites to remind me what was coming out.
Yeah.
But no, that's high on my list.
Yeah, I'm like anything with Aang, like the OG Avatar: The Last Airbender. Like I'm sold. Like I loved it. Like I can watch that anytime.
Can I tell y'all a story?
Go for it.
Y'all know that's where I got my name from, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hold on. I gotta do the soundbite.
You can't say the slang without "ang."
There it is. You can't say the slang without.
I saw that reel where you had that, or you had your one buddy on.
Yeah. He's the one who helped me. I don't know if I made it up, we made it up, but that became his opening for our original podcast.
Yeah, I like that.
Y'all gonna meet him soon.
All right, good. Because we hear a lot about him, so it's like when are we gonna meet him?
Yeah, no. Once things get sorted out, we're gonna do something. I mean, I'm going to get him to come to Comic-Con with us.
Oh, nice. Oh, cool.
Let's go.
Yeah.
But my bad. I feel like I cut you off. You talk about Avatar. My bad.
Oh no. I mean, it was a short point, but I mean,
Okay.
it's gonna be a good movie regardless. I think it's gonna be good as long as I'm assuming they'll follow the source material that they're basing it off of and not kind of recreate.
No, so it's a direct sequel to the show.
Oh, well,
So-
because I know they made books
Is it?
right after where Avatar ends. I know they made books afterwards. So is it that continuation or is it?
I think it's the books run right after the show. I think it'll be a little bit after those books because they're a little bit older.
Right.
They might be like older teens or young 20s.
Right.
I think they're young adults though.
Yeah, I think Aang is bald now in this one. No, I'm kidding.
I was about
I was like, wait a minute.
He's always
Yo,
bald.
what?
That's okay.
I saw his face. His face was like, "No,
He's
you
like,
did it. You did it."
He's like, this guy doesn't know anything about Avatar.
I was confused. But I'm like, everyone knows Avatar whether you watched it or not, especially our generation.
Yeah.
But what I want out of movies is I'm a big Marvel fan. People get confused when I say this. And when directors say it, they get confused too. I mean, they're hating. I'm more about balance. They're more about like canceling.
Yeah.
I want non-Marvel movies to do well.
Wait, say that again.
He wants
Non-Marvel movies. I need them to do well. Because it impacted the box office. I don't know. Did I say this to y'all before? How Marvel impacted the way movies are made? Everything's all blockbusters now.
I think we talked about it before, but I mean,
So I'll do the quick version. Basically, with the success of the MCU in the early 2010s, obviously at the end of 2010s, it was successful too, but they were making so much money that other movies couldn't compete.
Right.
So like the movies that we saw, like Big Daddy doesn't come out in theaters. Do y'all remember Big Daddy?
Yeah.
Okay.
Adam Sandler.
If that comes out in 2019, that's probably straight to Netflix today.
Yeah, that is true.
Yeah.
So I need other types of movies to do well.
Okay.
So you're saying there's good movies that are getting slipped through the cracks because of like,
or they're not even getting made or put in theaters.
Yeah, there's been a lot of movies that like they were in production and they canceled. I can't remember what movie it was, but they were. I don't remember if we were talking about it or if I was talking about it with somebody else. And like there was a movie that was literally going to come out and it just budget wise wasn't meeting any standards and it just kind of fell through. But I agree with you on that actually because there's like honestly I love Marvel, but I kind of fell off of watching their stuff. And the more I fell off, I'm like, I went to go to the movies to watch. Oh my god! I went to go watch.
Deadpool?
No. I'm blanking on his name. It was Halloween. Say his name 3 times. Beetlejuice 2.
Oh, okay. How was that? I didn't watch it.
It was good. It was very faithful to the original.
Okay.
I feel like it could have had a little bit more. I mean, it was only an hour and 45 minutes, so like to tell a story in that short amount of time. It's always gonna be rushed, but like overall, it was good.
Good. Okay.
But like, no one really talks about like other movies besides like, hey, did you see that Marvel movie? Hey, did you see like that Avengers Secret War is coming out? It's like, yeah, I mean, there's other movies that are coming out, so we can watch. But then other movies come out, and then they're like a 7 or a 6, and it's like, I from other reviewers at least.
You know what? You remind me of something, and I will save it for the end, but that's a pet peeve I have, and I need to stop in 2025.
Yeah.
I'm going to write it down. Like, I'm really going to, like, no, that's annoying. Like, you know, I'm going to save it. I'm going to have self-control. I'm going to save it.
Okay. It's like, no, that's a... Yeah.
But another movie I'm looking forward... Wait, I said another movie. I didn't name any movies, did I? Was it my turn?
I mean, I have a couple more, but I don't know if Pedro, if you wanted to share any, if you have any.
No,
no,
he's still. Have you said no? He was talking about. He did say a movie.
Oh,
No, you know what? I'll talk about types of movies. But
you
you know, I'll give you some examples of movies that I wish did well that weren't Marvel. Transformers 1 came out in 2024.
But isn't that
great movie?
Marvel IP though? Or yeah, it's a Marvel.
No, Marvel as a publisher published one of their comics, but they didn't own it. It's like they were basically just hired to make a comic for them.
Okay.
Or make a couple comics. Okay. Transformers is owned by like Hasbro, Nickelodeon.
Okay.
All of them.
But
because I've always wondered that because I've always seen like not always, but like sometimes I'll see like the Marvel logo on like a Transformers and I'm like,
Marvel did Star Wars comics too. Okay. Back in the day.
Yeah.
Right.
But my thing with Transformers 1 is it was just as deep as a Marvel movie tries to be sometimes. Like Black Panther, obviously there's underlying points there, but it's an action movie.
Yeah.
Transformers 1 nailed it. It was like at its own in world politics, and it wasn't woke
Yeah.
Yeah.
like in the way people usually say it. They were being oppressed by whatever, and they went to war.
Yeah.
And it was really good. It was funny. It was like what you would like in a Marvel movie without it being Marvel. It was its own thing, like premise wise, and it didn't feel like it took from Marvel. It was its own thing.
Too.
Didn't make enough money.
Yeah, it's because and that's another thing. I don't like just people aren't going to the movie theaters as much like,
Unless it's for Robert Downey Jr. and Spider-Man.
Big facts,
I love me
bro.
some Robert Downey Jr. I love
I feel like the last like 3 times I've gone to the movie theater is probably Marvel movies.
See, and I mean they're good, but I need other things to be good because in no industry do you want a monopoly.
Yeah,
it's not healthy competition. I mean
No.
that's why they were trying to rule against Microsoft or Xbox buying or acquiring all those studios because it wasn't for good. It wasn't good for competition.
Yeah,
but in a way, it kind of is because PS outsells Microsoft by a lot.
That is true.
So it's like, you really hurting competition there?
Yeah.
Like
yeah,
PS5 crushes Xbox.
Yeah,
and I have an Xbox.
Yeah, and still, Xbox is not. I mean, they had Indiana Jones, and people really like that.
So but it's also about to be on PlayStation soon, I think.
That's true.
Look at that.
So it's like Xbox. What are you doing?
I mean,
but they still make money off of it if it's on PlayStation.
Yeah, all that money is going to Xbox.
That's true.
Same thing with COD.
Quick thing, actually, Derek. I learned this from the podcast episode I listened to because you just made me think about it with Marvel. You had said that Disney. People think that Disney is actually like telling Marvel what to make with the whole woke agenda, but it's like Disney just kind of allows them to make whatever they want. Marvel Marvel creates whatever they want, and Disney gives them the freedom to do that.
And Marvel's already woke to begin with.
Exactly. I mean, look at X-Men.
Do you think it was like that since the beginning?
Yeah,
it was made to be.
Yeah,
they're as woke as they're allowed to be, as woke as they felt they were allowed to be in the time. Because obviously, well, you gotta look at it. How you gotta look at how Jewish people felt about themselves and their identity in this country in the '60s. So, whether it's true or not, Jewish people were like, "We're just like y'all. We're just like Hispanics. We're just like Puerto Ricans." Now, obviously, their skin color is white, so that's debatable. Right. But that's not the point here. It's how they felt.
Right.
So, with the Holocaust and all that, Magneto's a Holocaust survivor on purpose. That's not like an accident. Black Panther was made in 1966 to represent. Storm was made to represent. The second X-Men lineup was made to represent. That's why they use real cities, so that way it can be parallel to our world.
Right.
It's just that we're made to complain when things are different. Even if you are of Hispanic descent or African descent, you're made to complain just because it's different. Because we'll say, "Oh, they're just pandering" when they make who they complain about recently. There's a new Spider-Man cartoon, and Harry Osborn and Norman Osborn is black.
Yeah.
And I'm like, y'all would have a point if y'all had complained on Doctor Strange 1 when Doctor Strange's teacher was white. She's always Asian.
Yeah.
There was no woke crying at that time. So it's very picky. I'm not saying there hasn't been times when they're just trying to pander.
Yeah.
Right.
But the people complaining about it, the loudest usually are just mad because it's black or Puerto Rican or Guatemalan or Mexican.
Right.
That's what they're mad about. And sometimes they don't even realize it because they're brainwashed too.
Yeah. I heard an interesting point. So actually 2 things, right? So Donald Glover, Josh Gambino, right?
One of my favorite rappers.
Yes. So same wavelength. So this was years ago, but he was like, why don't they make, and not like asking why don't they, but like they should make a black Peter Parker. And he's like, I don't mean like a Miles Morales because we already have that. He's like, I mean like Peter Parker is black. Like he's not white. He's Peter Parker but black. And I mean, if people go up in arms about Harry Osborn being black now, imagine if they changed Peter Parker to being black.
Yeah.
Oh, they'd be
Hispanic.
pissed.
Oh, they were like, that's
Yeah.
not. But I heard a counter argument to this, and it was from a black creator, and they made a point because like they're changing a lot of like main characters in movies and TV shows to like, you know, look at Aria or what's the Little Mermaid, right?
Ariel. Yeah.
She was originally white and they changed
Mhm.
her to black.
Oh,
So
yeah, they did too.
this person I was listening to, they made a good point because it's like you're adjusting these characters who are originally written as a white character or written by white writers. So that when you try to self-impose a black someone or like, you know, Area, I keep saying Ariel as black, she doesn't really resonate with that character because she was never, her original character was never written to fit that culture, if that makes sense.
Can I pause you there?
Yeah, go for it.
It doesn't work with Ariel.
Yeah.
That will work with Magneto. So
Yes.
the difference is some characters are written with culture in mind. Some characters are just written.
Right.
Ariel's just written. Her race never mattered.
Right.
So let me put it to you like this. If Magneto was let's say Jamaican,
He couldn't have the Jewish backstory.
he couldn't have the Jewish backstory.
Yeah, I get that.
So it's more about, was culture a big part of the character? So Miles Morales, his last name's Morales. He probably has to be Puerto Rican.
Right.
And it's funny because they didn't pick the dad's last name.
I was just reading why. In every continuity, there's a different reason for it.
Really?
But he's named after a guy who was racist. He wanted slavery, so he was like, I don't want that name for you, or something like that.
Oh.
Okay.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, it was something like that.
I always wondered that because like obviously
Gotcha.
Yeah. I know in the Hispanic culture usually you have like your mother's maiden name and your father's last name typically. But like
I was reading that too.
Only had his mom's last name.
Yeah.
I always wondered why.
But yeah, so look at it like this. Could Static be wait. Back to the Little Mermaid thing.
Yeah.
Mermaids are also heavy in West African culture. So like I have people like my family from Africa, they're always very shocked. They're like, "Oh, y'all believe in that here? Like y'all making cartoons about this? Like some of the people think those things are real."
Yeah.
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 So
So
they know for sure. Yeah.
yeah, but that's off topic. But so to that point, it depends on who the character is. So
Yeah.
Magneto has to be Jewish. Now that's as you know, comics are on a floating timeline. At some point, Magneto can't be a Holocaust survivor because he'll be too. He will have to be 100 at some point. So you might have to make him a different oppressed person and rewrite him the way they do with everybody. Like everyone gets rewritten to make it seem like they live in this time. So he might have to be Native American, Black, Rican, whatever race has been oppressed by. I guess has been oppressed in this modern world. So I'm just saying, expect for that debate to come, and people are gonna be mad when that happens to happen.
Yeah. That's a good point, though. See, because to your point, it does really depend on like what the character was written for. Like if the character was written for something specific, like a specific culture in mind, then it's heavily
Like Storm can't be from whatever white cities in America. Yeah, she has to be from Kenya. It's just how that goes.
That's how that was with her intent. Like
that was her intent.
Yeah, right.
Ariel had no intent. Now there's Disney characters with intent, like Anna from Frozen.
Yep.
Her being black is less likely because all these places are based on actual countries. That's a Scandinavian country.
Yeah, right.
So
it'll make sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
especially the time back. Yeah.
Yeah. So most Pixar movies are written with a country in mind. So like Coco. Coco, is that a real movie?
That was a good movie.
Yeah.
I love that movie, bro.
that's written. That's Mexican, correct?
Yep.
Yeah, yeah,
It has to be Mexican.
Same-
I think it just has to be Mexican.
yeah.
Yeah.
Same thing with Encanto.
Bingo. So it really just depends. Like some characters can be rewritten. Some characters you gotta leave alone.
Yeah,
Peter Parker wasn't written with race in mind. Now that we have Miles Morales, you don't have to rewrite Peter Parker.
yeah,
Right.
yeah.
But I just think it really just depends on who it is.
That's
But
true.
damn, I forgot about the movie part because I got so to that. I just list off the movies I'm into. I'm waiting for it. I don't really want to get that deep into it.
Okay.
Zootopia 2, my favorite Disney movie because the original is my favorite Disney movie. So I want the sequel to expand on what the first one did. It had great themes with a fun plot.
Yeah.
I want them to expand on those themes, but not redo the old themes because it was a allegory for racism and stereotypes.
Interesting.
Because the fox was like, she was like, "Oh, you're a fox, don't you steal?" She didn't say it like that, but that's what it was
right.
about.
Yeah, you're right. Yep.
Right.
So I want them to have a different societal issue if they even go that route. I'll be fine with it if it's just a fun movie.
Yeah, yeah.
Superman.
Oh yeah,
I had that on my
that was
list
on
too.
my list. Yeah,
Can I get my opinions on the trailer?
Y'all could both do that.
I didn't watch the trailer yet.
I thought it was
Okay.
mid.
Well, it was on your list as something you're
Yeah, it was
anticipating.
on my list,
Okay.
yeah.
I do have it on my list. I thought the trailer was mid. Gonna be
Did
honest.
you really?
I did.
Explain.
I did.
I don't judge trailers, by the way, but
Yeah,
I'm
but-
interested.
I shouldn't. But I like how they made
I'm a
it
liar. I
more
do judge trailers. I'm a liar. I just thought about it. I
was
do.
about to say, I was like,
I like how they went more comic book themed, like where with this one, whereas like the previous ones with Henry
Cavill.
Cavill, he they kind of went a little bit off script. They're really embracing the comic book theme of this.
this one.
But I don't know. It just seemed like the Daily Planet seems more spot on than like the previous movies. But it just seemed a little like, oh, I expect what's going to happen in this. Like it seems like your typical DC movie with the substance is just. I don't really know if they needed to do a whole Superman or like not origin, but like here his.
There's no origin, by the way, in this one.
Oh, like, not like an origin, but like his early days. Like I don't know if they really needed to do that, but
Oh, so here's the thing. Wait. What you talk about? This movie doesn't need to do the early days, or Man Steel did it?
yeah, no, Superman, the new one.
They're not. He's in the mix already because it's
okay.
only a soft reboot. So he's keeping a lot of the DC universe that was already established, and he's remolding it. And Flashpoint's a good excuse for him to do that because Flash messed up the timeline.
Yeah.
So he's not. Superman's established in this universe.
Okay. I think I just need to see another trailer because like I wasn't overly impressed with the trailer in general.
So
Like, but that's just my opinion. But
no, that's fine. I'm a
I hope
James Gunn
it's-
loyalist now.
Yeah, I hope it's good though. I hope it's good. First, a lot of Superman fans. I hope they do. They do it right.
Yeah. And,
So no, go ahead, Pedro. My bad.
I think now that I think about it, most of my movies are from like animated. Like
I don't
Okay.
have-
I know
actually, I don't have
Elio.
any.
Did you hear about Elio?
Yes, I have.
So me and my wife been waiting for that movie for about like a year or two.
Okay.
Like it's been kind of like teased with images, and I think there's a trailer out, and I don't know if you know about Elio. Do you guys know about Elio? It's basically
never
this little boy who I think wants to be abducted by aliens or something like that, and he actually gets abducted by aliens.
Yeah, I saw.
And it just sounds like a Disney movie, So
Yeah.
I'm excited. I'm definitely excited for that. I think the live action adaptation of Snow White also is coming out, and I'm
Interesting.
those I'm always like skeptical in a good way, and in a good way where I wonder how it's gonna turn out.
The live action one scared me a little bit.
Yeah, because
But they can be good.
they can be good, exactly. And I haven't watched the Lion King, the Mufasa.
People hated that one. Oh, Mufasa. Okay, never mind.
Because the Lion King, I get why they hate it.
Yeah.
I get why they hate it. But then it's with Mufasa coming out, it also sells as a catalyst for bigger thing.
Mm-hmm.
This probably wouldn't have been a thing if Lion King live action, like live adaptation, would if it didn't happen.
That's true.
So I'm always excited for when Disney gets those out because it opens the doors to more opportunities on what to do, and especially, and I'm saying this because of this whole Mufasa. I feel like Mufasa, when I see what they did with Mufasa, it's like they can do this with many of their IPs.
Sure, I agree.
You know what I mean? And then what was the other one? I don't know if this is coming out 2025, but I know Lilo and Stitch.
It's
that's also
this year.
coming out. This year?
Mm-hmm.
That's also coming. I know they had trouble with Stitch, but they remade them.
Guys, keep it going. I'm getting my charger. I can hear y'all still.
All right.
To actually look like Stitch. And I did see, I don't know, it caught me off guard because looking at Stitch live action, it looks very, very similar to the Stitch in the animated movie.
Yeah. See, I see that, and they kind of took that lesson from Sonic. Because Sonic was the same thing. I mean, they kind of went through a whole like revamp. I don't know. I feel like there's too many live action movies, but I do have one live action movie on my list, and it's How to Train Your Dragon.
Yeah, man.
How to Train Your Dragon.
I saw that too.
Like, because you make Game of Thrones, right? You can easily make a How to Train Your Dragon the story's already there. The story's already pretty great. And they already have dragon animations and like CGI and everything like that.
Yeah.
They can 100% do it up there.
Yeah.
So I didn't even know they were making a live action of that. But I heard I was leaving work before Christmas, right? And I heard somebody was like, "Oh yeah, they're making a How to Train Your Dragon movie." I was like, "Wait, really? That'd be dope. I could see how that would work." Yeah,
and that's DreamWorks.
Yeah.
So
yes.
You imagine they do a Shrek live action, dude? That would be so fun.
You think they will ever attempt?
Huh? I don't think
they'll
so.
ever
I don't think they should.
I don't think so. I don't know. I mean,
I don't think they should.
I say, how could they make it look good? But I say you could say the same thing about Sonic, and you could say the same thing about.
But Sonic, there's only a couple characters that are animals. Everyone else is like us.
Right.
Yeah.
But I mean, like the first iteration of Sonic in the Sonic movie, was everybody hated him, and then they
should have.
Yeah.
But that was just a design issue that like they overthought that one.
Yeah. They did. I don't know. They're like, well, we're gonna make him look more human, like or actually like a hedgehog. It's like no. People want to see him for what he actually is.
Yeah. Like stop it.
Yeah. We won't go into mine, but like I had Superman on my list. How to Train Your Dragon. I said that one, and then the Black Phone 2 with Ethan Hawke.
Yeah.
First one was good. It was a little short, but really, really good. It's a thriller / horror. It's not really.
I like thrillers.
Yeah. And then I'm hoping Captain America: A Brave New World
on my list.
Just hoping that it's good.
I think it will be because I think Marvel does the espionage government stuff really good. Yeah. I think once they get into space, that's hit or miss for audiences. I'm not as picky with Marvel like as other people because I guess I'm very accepting. I don't know why. Whatever.
Yeah. Like Guardians of the Galaxy, you mean?
Oh, Guardians of the Galaxy was amazing. I thought
Guardians. People love Guardians.
Yeah.
But it's like once you get into Captain Marvel and people it's more mixed.
Okay.
Yeah, but I just feel like at some point that's just really just writing and a writing issue. Like I think you can make Captain Marvel a really good character, and she's an interesting character.
But
I
is
just
she?
Feel like...
But was Marvel's writing stellar for the like? People don't love Thor, but Thor doesn't get hate, even though Thor's ratings are lower than Captain Marvel's. Thor. I'm not saying you hate Captain Marvel because there's a difference between objectively not liking something and going to confirmation bias and going online and tearing things down for no reason. Like I tore down Madam Web because it stunk, but I gave I gave a fair opinion.
Yeah, of course.
You gave a fair opinion on Captain Marvel because we talked about this before. But there's people who have it out for certain types of movies, and it's pretty weird. I'm like, it's just a movie. It's not like a person who stole your mom's dinner.
Yeah, they
you
go
never
hard.
know.
They
You
go
never
hard.
know.
I guess I don't. I shouldn't be assuming.
On a good day.
On a good day.
Oh, there's 3 movies I didn't name. I'm not going to explain too much
Okay.
because there's not much to explain, but I'm excited for them. Karate Kid Legends.
Yeah, I did see that. Jackie Chan.
I'll tie that into my ending later.
Mhm.
Mission Impossible
I don't think I saw
Mission
that.
Impossible.
I don't think I saw the
I saw
trailer.
that.
and The Accountant 2.
I don't know that.
Yeah.
You would like The Accountant 1. It's just a regular action movie. Like,
The Accountant.
it's not no sci-fi. It's just like a smart. You ever watch like The Equalizer or anything like that?
With Denzel Washington.
It's along those lines, but it's Ben Affleck.
Oh, okay.
Mm.
I don't like Ben Affleck because his Batman was terrible.
Do you really hate his Batman?
I wasn't a big fan of it. I
Okay.
actually like The Dark Knight, and I like what's his name? The newer Batman. What's his name? I'm blanking on it.
Pattinson. See, I
like his Batman. His is really good.
I'm okay with Ben Affleck as Batman. I'm not okay with the movies he's in.
Yeah.
But I mean, I don't love his Batman either. So I'm not really an apologist.
Yeah. Pedro, you're a big Batman guy. Like you got to share your opinion on like who's the better Batman. You got 3 Batmans.
See,
now.
I don't think the if there's an actor for a Batman, I don't think there is. Not yet. I feel like I still have hope. Not yet, but
Really?
I really liked Christian Bale, but I hate his Batman voice.
Okay.
His Batman voice is cringe. I can see that.
I hate his Batman voice.
I didn't catch it in the moment, but as time went on, yeah, I'm with you.
Yeah, and Batman Begins, the movie was good until Batman popped up. That was really,
the main.
That's
person.
a interesting point.
Yeah, because like it's just in Batman Begins. I don't mind it in the Dark Knight and then the Dark Knight Rises.
Yeah.
But in Batman Begins, like in the beginning of the movie, like it starts out really good when he's like training with the League of Assassins and all that. Like it was really
Ninja
good.
Bruce was cool. I agree.
Yeah, right. But then when it comes to Batman, his suit looked good, but sometimes like the poses that he would like stand still and stuff, like to me it would look a little cringy.
Mm-hmm.
His voice, I hated it, but you kind of get used to. Get used to it. But believe it or not, I'm gonna say this because it's me. I like George Clooney.
I was waiting for it.
Yeah.
You're going back. You like the OG.
I don't even think he was a bad Batman. I think the movie was just cheesy.
Yeah, the movie is extremely cheesy, but like I don't know if it's like nostalgic, but like George Clooney as Batman, I don't know, it hits.
Okay, fair.
You're going to OG.
It is. But from movies aside, I am one of those that would like to keep Batman in the comics because
Really,
yeah, Batman is a whole different Batman in the comics than the movie. It sounds so weird to say.
No, you're right.
It sounds so weird to say, but like Batman, I feel like Batman goes way deeper in the comics. Like they get into like you start thinking, they don't even say it like out front, but you start thinking about psychological stuff that people have. I'm reading. Am I reading Batman or am I reading about like real people's problems? Like,
that's what it is. It's an allegory for all that. So you're right. Like, did y'all watch the Penguin series yet?
Yes,
I haven't.
That's an allegory for narcissism. So Penguin, that's what his character represents, being a narcissist. Is there so in Two-Face's multiple personality disorder, or whatever it is?
I can see that. I can see that.
Yeah. So each person has a mental thing to them. They're all sociopaths in their own way.
The thing is, Batman himself too.
Sure. Yeah.
That's the thing.
Yeah.
And they play, and you see all of them playing hero and villain, and I don't know. I love that. I'm not ever gonna understand it fully, but whenever I read a good Batman story, it's like I want to go through that again.
Just text me next time you read one, and I will look into it.
Let's go. I'll text you.
Okay.
I'll text you some. Did you read Batman at all?
I dabble in Batman, but I'm not keeping up with comics the way I used to. But you know what? I'm gonna plug this in because I'm an advocate of reading now. I have to be as a future educator. Well, I'm an educator now, but get a library card. If you don't have the time, most libraries let you fill it out online and download the Libby app. There's free comics and free audiobooks on there if you're not a traditional reader.
Ooh.
The Libby app.
Libby. Libby. Libby.
I'll search that up.
I'll put it on the screen for the audience. But yeah, for the audio listeners, it's Libby. Libby.
Oh, that's really dope.
Yeah, it's really
because there's some comic book stores that I picked up some comics purely just based because I like the cover art, but I have to go back and read some of the previous ones in order to make sense of what the actual the story, like context of the story is.
You know what? I say it's just too hard. Sometimes just go on YouTube or Google it and catch up that way. Because that's the thing about DC and Marvel. Too much history.
Yeah, there's way too much.
And sometimes it kind of gets erased because the new characters start to matter differently more than the old characters anyway. So
you start to wonder what's canon and what's not.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's a lot.
We talked about this 2 weeks ago.
Then next thing you know, you're on Reddit and you're like, oh my god, like, you know, is it? And then everybody have a whole conversation about it. Well, no, this is canon because this guy wrote it, and it's like, bro,
yeah.
But
okay, so let's do shows. Are y'all ready for shows, or do y'all have anything to wrap up?
Ready for shows, man.
Okay. So anyone want to go first?
I'll go first.
Okay.
So, which is crazy, bro, because we just got done talking about Marvel, and here I am going to talk about Marvel again. But
that's all good.
I really like these series. It's Daredevil.
Yeah,
you know, I think
that's my favorite show, and I'm going to shut up because I feel like we interrupt you a lot today. Keep going.
No, you're good. You're good. Is this on your list or not?
It is on my list. But I wasn't going to elaborate on it, so you do it.
Hey, is it Reborn?
Yeah. Is it called Reborn? Born Again.
Or Born Again. So I'm really excited about this. I haven't looked like crazy into it, but from what I can see, it's going to be a mashup again of Daredevil and the Punisher, if I'm correct. Right? So I'm really excited to see this because I really enjoyed both Daredevil and the Punisher. I feel like out of all the Marvel series from that time, you know, because I feel like it started with them, like the early upbrings of the Marvel shows. But I really enjoyed both Daredevil and the Punisher. And what else was there? Like
Luke Cage, Jessica Jones,
Luke
Iron
Cage,
Fist.
Iron Fist. Iron Fist was.
I enjoyed Iron Fist.
I like season 2 of Iron Fist. Season 1 was rough.
Yeah, but I enjoyed it. It wasn't too bad.
I like Jessica Jones. Jessica Jones is good.
I love the first season of Jessica Jones.
Yeah, 2 was a little.
And out of all of them shows, I feel like Daredevil and the Punisher were the most solid.
Facts.
Oh yeah,
100%. So I'm really excited for this because I feel like they took that information and maybe they went like 200% extra on them, like you know, double down on them too. So I'm excited to see that.
The only thing that I'm worried about is how they portrayed him in She-Hulk. I don't know if that was just for comedic relief. I don't know if it was because it was a more lighthearted show.
It's that one.
Okay.
So what I realize is you exist the way characters exist in the main character's world, but when it's their world, they go back to what. It's kind of like how Batman in the Justice League and Batman in Gotham are two different things. Like, like the characters, what he's dealing with in Gotham is a lot darker than what he's helping the Justice League with.
Yeah.
Because he's with more lighthearted people with like the problems don't seem as dark. It's not all about Batman's way. I mean, there's probably 1,000 reasons for why that is.
He's not the main character. No more.
Yeah.
You gotta balance it out between.
It's not his lens.
5, 6. Yeah, exactly.
But while we're talking about themes and Daredevil, this is why I want to come back.
What's up?
I need Filler to come back.
Filler. I don't know.
No, it sounds stupid. Because you're probably looking at it from a DBZ lens because I know you're Mr. DBZ.
Yeah. Well, I watch a lot of anime and like
Filler stinks on anime.
Well, I'll say this: DBZ probably had some of the best filler,
but it has some of the worst filler too.
It does, but that's a controversial take because there were some iconic moments in DBZ filler that, like, if you like watch the original, like
Mhm.
that came out in the late '90s, and not the Kai, or even like the shortened version of Z, because they have different iterations. It's
Yes, they
hard
do.
to find the original like version of DBZ, but the filler in some of those, especially the one that everyone talks about, is when Goku and Vegeta. Or not Goku and Vegeta. Goku
Piccolo.
and Piccolo go to Drive.
I
Go to
knew
Drive. That's like the most
But
iconic
that's
one.
like one of our 100 fillers, though. To be fair.
Oh yeah. There was one where this was like after the Frieza saga,
Mhm.
where they're having like a whole dinner. I mean, that one was like not really all that interesting, but you know,
Yeah. See.
yeah.
So let me reiterate the filler thing. So modern TV has a thing where they make so many shows, and all of them are 8 episodes, and they're just long movies, and that's good. Some of that's good. Like there's a cohesive plot for the whole season, but the seasons are getting shorter now, and we have to wait 2 years for the season. Let's, you know what? That's my 2025 thing. 2025 thing. Let's stop doing that. Let's stop making short seasons and long waits.
Mm-hmm.
But back to the filler thing. Daredevil did it right. Daredevil used to be like 13 episode seasons.
Yeah.
And then people, when Luke Cage season 2 hit, people were like, you know what? That was a couple of, no, Luke Cage season 1 hit. They're like, they could have cut one of these episodes out. That's true. But if it was better written, you wouldn't have to cut anything out. So
True.
people reacted and became 10 episode seasons. And now sometimes we get 8 episode seasons. Let's go back to 13.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's funny you say that, because like when they go to 8 episodes, there's still some episodes that might feel like
They're
like
filler. Yeah.
So that means it's just bad writing. So it's like at this point, write better. Don't cut the episodes shorter. So there's a show, I can't think of it right now, but you know what? Since I can't think of that, I'll go this way. Avatar: The Last Airbender had decent filler.
Oh, they had great filler.
Yeah,
it's like, but the thing is the filler had purpose to it.
You nailed it. That's exactly what I was gonna say, because it developed the character, so it's not even real filler. So I don't have a term for it yet. Maybe I could call it fluff. Maybe me and ChatGPT will make a word later.
Yeah.
But
ChatGPT,
like, it served purpose, whereas because DBZ already had a story made, you couldn't really give the filler couldn't really give the characters that much purpose, because you couldn't mess with the main story. Whereas Avatar's his own thing. Right. So the filler wasn't even really filler. It developed the characters. Either developed a single character, it developed the relationship between 2 characters, or introduce someone new.
Yeah.
Saturday morning cartoons used to do this also.
Yeah.
So I bring back filler, bring back 13 episode seasons.
As long as they do it right, because like Zuko's is probably some of the best filler, because a lot of it is his redemption, like especially his journey to go find his mom, his journey to the island where he's trying to find himself, where he goes with his sister and Lee and May, and everyone, they're all asking like, why are you so angry? Why are you so angry? And then when he finally, this is towards the last book, where he goes and he awkwardly goes, "Hey, Zuko here." But he takes each one of them on an adventure to kind of redeem himself.
Awesome.
I
remember that.
So good. Like he takes Katara to go find the man who killed his mom, or her mom.
Yes.
He takes Sokka to go rescue Suki.
Yes.
And he takes Aang for firebending.
Yes.
Toph was the only one that didn't get. She's like, "Well, where's my?"
I remember that
little adventure.
I love how self-aware that show is. Oh, yeah. I remember the show that could have used more episodes. Echo.
I didn't watch it.
Okay,
I didn't watch it.
It was good for Native American representation. In premise, they didn't have enough of it because they cut it out. She had a cousin who was pretty well written. Mm-hmm. Didn't have enough of her. I could tell they filmed more of her and they trimmed it.
Yeah.
Sometimes you think you're trimming too much fat, but you're actually cutting the meat out. Don't do that anymore. Like Echo's a Marvel show. As King, it connects directly into Daredevil. It connects. It's a spinoff from Hawkeye. Yeah. Just keep it. Like, it's a Marvel show. Like, you already spent the money on the filming. Stop cutting it. 6 episodes are not enough. for a character we don't know.
episodes?
That's it. Maybe they
Ye-
just
it
figured,
was-
felt like she doesn't have any powers, right?
Oh,
Or
wow.
does she?
That's the crazy thing. She developed powers later. Spoiler alert. Sorry.
Is she a mutant? She's a mutant now, right?
She might be. We don't even know yet.
She might be.
See, my biggest issue is like at least during this whole like Marvel acquisition and stuff like that is they had really good stuff going on. Case in point, you mentioned 2 characters at the very beginning of this podcast who had their own TV show, but not many people know about it.
Who are we talking about?
Cloak and Dagger. They had their own TV show.
Oh, really?
That
That was the first time I've ever heard of them because they were like 2018 created. They were created in 2018, right?
The characters or the show?
Yeah, the characters.
No, the
Or
characters are like from the 70s.
Really? Oh, yeah. You might be right. I might be thinking of somebody else, but like I never heard of them before. So like I watched the show years ago when they had it on TV, and like
Didn't help their case.
it didn't help the case. But their powers are really cool concepts, really cool, and they literally go hand in hand. And
I
so
don't think they're
looked
made
them
for
up.
TV.
Really? You think so?
I don't think they're made for that kind of like. It was a freeform show, so you can't have a low budget with Cloak and Dagger.
Oh no! It has to be like Disney Plus level quality.
But then the drawback is these shows are advertising for their movies, low key. So it's like, what does Cloak and Dagger do for the movie franchise?
That's true.
But
I want it. I want a better adaptation.
I want it, but I see it from their lens. They're just not going to do it.
Yeah.
Oh, Echo's 5 episodes.
Wow, that's
5
really short.
episodes, and
That's
you call
really
that a season?
That's terrible.
That's insane.
A season is a bare minimum 8.
Yeah,
Bare minimum.
Yeah, that's
like,
bare minimum.
and that's in the modern world.
Yeah,
Because shows used to be 20 episodes.
22, 23.
But for a
Like,
Marvel
you
show,
look
that's
at the
too
Flash.
much. That might be too bloated for a Marvel show.
yeah.
So give me the typical 11 to 13 for a Marvel show.
Yeah.
I think the only show that made sense being short was Hawkeye, being that it was very tied to Christmas.
Yeah.
Mm.
I like Hawkeye for as slept on as he is as a hero. I really like that.
And that's the thing. He wasn't made to be slept on. It's just because the way he was written in Avengers.
Yeah.
And that's
Compared
his
to
coming out
the-
party.
Oh, he's amazing. Like in the early Avengers TV animated series that was on Disney. Like
Yeah.
he's really cool in that.
He's really cool in that show.
Yeah.
But no, I'm a Hawkeye fan, but that's probably comic bias for me.
Yeah. I'm going super mainstream for movies or for TV shows.
Okay.
Last of Us Part 2 is coming out. I mean,
Ooh.
so there you go.
The HBO don't miss. So that's good.
Yeah.
That's
right.
true. That's true. To follow the trend with another HBO, House of Dragons season 3. I don't know if that's coming out in 2025,
I
but
still gotta watch that.
but
I
season
think
the way
the production value is too high for that show.
Yeah.
So I think that's an every 2-year show now.
Yeah. I mean, after the last season, that one was the highest budget that they've ever had for something like that.
But the dragons look good though.
The dragons
Yeah.
were fire, pun intended. And then I have one anime on here, Sakamoto Days, which
I don't think I know what that is. Is it a new season or a new series?
it's a manga that I think it's finishing up right now. They're doing the anime live adaptation. It airs in January. Well, this month it airs on the 11th, I think.
Okay.
And basically, from what I know about it, it's this retired assassin who, I mean, it's a very like typical story, but it's a retired assassin he's gained weight. He has like a cooking shop now or whatever. He's not important anymore, but his old life kind of resurfaces again, and so he's kind of getting back into the groove of things of being an assassin again. So it's a very simple premise, but like the animation looks fantastic.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sick.
Yeah. I think you got to watch a trailer for it. I feel like I didn't do it enough justice, but it looks really, really good.
No, I'll definitely check it out.
People are really, really hyped for it was really praised in the manga.
What is
Okay.
Sakamoto Days?
Sakamoto Days, yeah.
Sakamoto Days.
Yeah. If you like assassin stuff.
I mean, I'm into that kind of thing. I'm gonna check it out.
Yeah.
Is it like so it's more like as far as their abilities, it's like
He's just the
physical
badass.
abilities is not like powers?
No powers. It's
Okay.
just straight
Okay.
up John Wick esque.
Got it. I'll check that out. I'm gonna forget, so I'll
Is
text
it
you after. But
guns or swords? Like,
I mean, I
know
would
it.
I don't know anything about the manga.
oh, okay.
I've only literally saw the trailer, and it's just him using anything and everything.
That's what's up.
oh, okay,
That's
I'll check that out.
Yeah.
And I like to be early on anime because anime episodes stack up.
Dude, like some of the newer ones that have been hitting, like you have Solo Leveling, you have Kaiju number 3, I think it is. Kaiju number 3.
Gee.
There's a couple other ones that came out that were really Dandadan. I mean, that one's like the biggest one.
That's the biggest one.
out
I
right now,
didn't
yeah.
watch, but my friend Quill, the one you listen to
Yeah.
with me, he's part of an anime group. I don't know if we said that in an episode or not.
Mhm.
It's called Afro Samurai. Y'all should. I mean, y'all should check it out one day. But
Yeah.
he that's all they argue about.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm gonna check that out eventually. But I got too much things to watch.
That is there's so much, dude.
Yeah.
Pedro, Dandadan is very similar to that animated movie you were talking about, Elio.
Yeah.
So the premise of Dandadan is there's a boy and a girl, and I think I told you about this, right? Or no? So basically, the kid believes that aliens exist. The girl believes that there's spirits.
Okay.
They don't agree that they're the boy doesn't believe that they're spirits, and the girl doesn't believe that they're aliens. So they go to opposite locations where they're supposed to be aliens and spirits, and they both experience both of those things.
Oh,
And
that sounds cool.
And the premise of it is the kid ends up he gets supernatural powers, but he gets his balls stolen from an old lady who he ends up sucking her on her breasts. So
so it's just as wild as they're implying.
Yeah, it's weird. It's weird.
Oh wow, that took a turn.
It did turn.
So
That definitely
Like,
turned.
yeah, he's trying to get his balls back, and yeah, I mean, you have to also keep in mind, at least for the majority of anime, like a lot of anime art is created for young teenagers, young adults. So I mean, you got to really market it for that kind of genre, but that it just only happens that adults like us are watching it as well. You're like,
Right.
It's kind of strange a little bit, but then you have somebody walk in your room in the middle of like an anime, and you're like, then they just leave because they're like, "What are you watching again?"
Yeah.
his banana and nuts are gone, so that's.
I remember I never
Trying to
watched
explain
Tsunami
that.
from my mom, even though that was like the edited version, because it was just too much to explain. I'm like, nah, it's from a different country. It's strange. Okay, so my bad. I keep losing my notes. I have 2 tabs open.
You're
so
good.
No,
You're good.
okay, I'm going to run off some shows real quick. I don't even need to explain them that much because my audience already knows. I'm waiting for Invincible. I'm waiting for Devil May Cry.
Ooh, that's gonna be a show.
Castlevania Nocturne Season 2, which is a spin-off of the original Castlevania.
I did hear about that.
And Wonder Man.
Wonder Man.
He's an Avenger from he's actually kind of an important Avenger if you're into the comics, but he's not from the main line Avengers like Captain America. He's like the next generation. So he was always cool. When I first started getting to the Avengers, he was in the lineup at that time.
Okay.
And the guy who plays him, he's the guy from the Watchmen TV series on HBO. Did y'all watch that or no?
No, I haven't seen that.
So I don't know where else he's from, but he's a good actor, and people think this is going to be good. Like this is supposed to be a good year for Marvel. Like as far as quality.
Yeah.
Hopefully.
I really hope, I think they just like they're, and this is also again from the podcast episode that I was listening to that you guys had.
Mhm.
They, by introducing the multiverse, it got so much harder to make everything cohesive. And so like now the story writing is just, it's a hit or a miss now because there's just so much that you have to factor in.
Yes, and the people, they weren't equipped to do, like the guy who was producing movies was producing TV. 2 different crafts. He found out the hard way.
Yeah.
Like they're not just longer movies that are cut up into episodes.
Yeah.
So now they have different people. They have people made for TV doing TV. So it should be better.
Yeah.
And they were making too much content at the same time. Spread themselves too thin.
Yeah, like they were pumping content out like
Yeah.
left and right. It's
Crazy.
like well, especially during it was the first wave of Disney Plus series. Which, to be fair, they just pumped out Disney Plus and there was nothing to watch. So they're like, well, we kind of have to get stuff out on the
But then
platform.
COVID happened too, so it changed the order of shows and series.
Yeah.
Then they had a new CEO who made Marvel promise us things that they weren't ready to deliver.
Yeah,
He had a gun to the Marvel guy. Said, was like, tell them about these 10, 15 shows you got coming. And he was like, nah, like I don't even want to make these shows.
Yeah.
And you see what happened.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's it for my TV thing. Y'all got anything for that?
I think I have one more.
Okay.
Was it Percy Jackson and the Olympians?
That's trash.
No, I'm big on Percy Jackson. I'm big on Percy Jackson.
No, I'm kidding.
Like that's my live action show of last year.
Yeah, it was good.
Yeah.
It was good. So I'm definitely waiting for season 2 this year.
If
Definitely.
if anyone's gonna get into reading, like any young adult, any teenager,
Percy Jackson.
do Percy Jackson. It's a great start into like sci-fi fantasy literature. Just do Percy Jackson. The show does it justice too.
I gotta watch the trailer because
Dude, you haven't watched it. Watch it.
Anything about it.
And
It's really good.
I came in, expecting kind of like the movies, but
Much better.
Yeah,
So
it's
much
just like
better.
they explain more.
I remember the
it's
movie.
It's like it was made by HBO.
Was it HBO?
No, I'm saying the quality was on HBO level.
Yeah.
Is that the same Percy Jackson? Am I thinking of the same one where they made a movie that was just like 2010?
Yeah, it's
Yes.
the same Percy Jackson. Yeah.
Okay.
But that one
Yeah,
wasn't
'cause-
true
'cause
to
that
the
was-
books.
Right. No wonder
It veered off a lot.
It wasn't that great. Yeah.
Yeah.
But no, the show is so good.
I
Like,
enjoyed it.
Okay.
no, you will really like it, Justin.
Okay.
I can't believe I forgot to put Percy Jackson because that's one of my shows of the year.
And I saw that on the list on shows that are coming out 2025.
Oh.
And I didn't know about that.
Yeah, it's nice to see that be an every year show rather than like every 6 years.
Yeah, because I remember me and my wife were talking about. I hope it's not one of because there's so many shows that are being like dropped. I hope it's just not one of them shows that are dropped.
It doesn't stick. My one thing that, and this goes along with Pedro, what you just said, and then also kind of contradicts our previous conversation, Derek, when we were starting, and you were like more filler. Like personally, I want movies to know when to wrap up a season. I feel like they ride a trend. They're like, oh my god, we're doing good. Let's make another season. They make another season. Season's good. They're like, we hit it again. We hit the jackpot. Season 3 comes out. Season 4 comes out, and they keep pushing. It's like, know when to call it quits.
But that's called money.
I know,
that.
but like
I'm with you. Artistically, I'm with you.
I would much rather a series like make a crap ton of money, have 4 or 5 seasons, end on a high note, and everyone loves it. Like I'd much rather, and it still makes tons of money.
I feel like you could only do that with like books.
Breaking Bad did it. I just finished it, and let me tell you, I mean, there were some slow moments, but
Yeah.
like all gas, no breaks. Season 1 through 5.
Yeah.
And the ending was perfect.
Oh, I gotta mention, I do agree with Breaking Bad. That show ended at the right time.
Yes.
I think it's better to end a season early rather than a season late.
Yeah.
You don't want people to be like, ignore that last season. That kind of drags the show down.
Yeah.
But the last show, I don't know how I didn't put this on the list. X-Men 97. If that,
Yeah.
I think it's an every year show. If that's the 2025 show, definitely X-Men 97. Stranger Things too, by the way.
Yeah, still waiting for it.
Are they
Because
doing
I think
next-
it's guaranteed for
they
this
doing
year.
Next year? Wow. Well, I said next year, bro. That's sick.
I'm hoping for it because like this will be their last season. It's just
It
taking
is.
so
It's a
long
wrap-up
to get
season.
there. Yeah.
But yeah, I said I was done with TV shows before, but I was on the Google search and I ran into X-Men 97 and Stranger Things. So that's it. Like,
Stranger
those are my anticipated shows. I'm open to any other show that comes out because, confession, I do more TV than movies lately.
Same.
I don't know why, because movies are shorter.
Yeah, I like.
I just feel like
movies.
the quality though is not there for
But-
a lot of movies.
You know what? There's movies I end up enjoying. I just don't give them the chance. I think I just, for whatever reason, end up putting a show on. Maybe because it's more digestible. Whereas with a movie, I tell myself I need time to sit through it. I don't know. I'm thinking I'm faking myself out. I don't know why that is.
Kind of like do a little thing here and there.
I know for at least for me, like nothing really catches my interest. I'm like, nah. Like, it's just kind of, at least for me, I'm like, I'm waiting for that movie, like you, like to make other than a Marvel movie. Like Marvel's cool. I like Marvel, but like I want to see something else, and like I barely get it, or if I do get it, then it's like, I mean, it didn't really hit, or like not a lot of people saw it. It's just I want more of that cultural phenomenon, like in a normal movie.
My cousin just texted me The Boys. If that's coming, I thought that was coming out next year. If that's coming out this year, I'm definitely waiting on that. Do y'all know anything about that?
I watched a little bit of the first season.
Yeah, that show is good.
That show is good.
That show is good.
Yeah.
And I just Googled it and might not be coming out.
It's like
that's
he was like, nah, man.
That's the first time because it's an every year show. And wow, why like
not this year. Wow.
There's a lot of CGI in it.
Yeah.
And that's what makes it take longer usually. Oh man. Now I'm pissed.
You got super hype and then
I was hyped.
Bummed out.
They don't even know. It might be, but it's looking more like beginning next year. So yeah, I guess that's.
Hey, that makes 2026 like a good year to wait for then.
Do it, yeah.
Already.
I hate 2026.
Yeah, already. It's like we just hit 2025, ready for 2026.
Yeah, I need me more movies like Inception, like Interstellar,
Shutter Island.
Shutter Island.
Yeah.
I need more.
But I think Nolan's doing a movie every few years now because I think he has another movie he's making with Zendaya and Tom.
Is he?
Yeah, I forgot I think it's a Frankenstein movie. I don't remember.
Christopher Nolan.
Well, the not Castlevania. Sorry, Nosferatu.
Nosferatu, yes,
really well. Which like. I'm like, it's on my list of things to watch.
I'll always check out something he makes, especially since all his movies are pretty different.
Yeah.
So okay, so the name of your podcast is the LeisureHub podcast. I said it right?
Yes, sir.
Okay,
yes, sir.
So some of my 2025 things are personal things, and that's what y'all guys cover, like hobbies, leisurely activities.
Yep.
So what do y'all have as far as that? Like, are y'all going to do anything differently as far as how y'all spend your time? Are y'all going to just do things better, mostly the same?
I like that. I like that. So actually, I there's this one thing I said yesterday that I wanted to do a little bit more of. So I have a habit of so I had a New Year's party.
Okay.
And I invited people over, blah blah blah, and I'm terrible with inviting people over as like and hosting stuff, just because like I'm in the mindset of like, oh well, yeah, of course you can come over. You don't have to like ask. You just swing by. But realistically, no one will do that without an invite.
Can I clarify? So you're terrible at like extending the invitation to certain people sometimes.
Exactly.
You probably have ADHD. I ain't gonna lie to you because I am too.
We're back where we started.
We are full circle.
Full circle. But it's like I've been living in this apartment for about 2.5 years, a little over 2.5 years, and we've had two parties.
Okay.
And it's not because we don't want to, but it was just like, oh, that's right. We need to actually invite people over. We can't just assume they'll just come over. Yeah. So
that's more of a teenager thing. I feel like people just popping up. We don't do that as much as adults.
That's true. And so like we invited people over, and like since I'm not normally a host, like I'm just checking in, making sure people are having a good time, and like for me, I wasn't present in the moment in the sense that like I was enjoying myself. I realized that I enjoyed myself a day after, so New Year's Day, and I'm like, oh wow, I did have a really good time. So like, I guess what I'm trying to say is I want to actually enjoy my moments, the moment that I'm spending with people, rather than just like reflect on it a day or two later and be like, that was a good time. I wish I could go back to it, because you can't go back. So you can only enjoy it for the time that you're in, and not like oh man, I wish I could go back. So
That's
that's
a
one thing I
good
definitely
one.
want to like work on.
So you're
For
trying to
sure.
work on enjoying the moment while you're there?
Exactly.
Okay, that's a
Exactly.
good
Yeah,
one.
yeah.
I would never thought of that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Come on, P. You got one.
For me is actually I have to see what hobbies I enjoy more since I'm gonna have a third kid in the mix.
Ooh.
I'm gonna be very. I feel like each kid that I have is it's you think you know how it's gonna go because you already have one. When you have the second one, I did not expect that. So like now that I'm gonna have a third one, it's like I did not expect this. So I'm either gonna be I guess my thing would be juggling my hobbies to see if they can survive being hobbies. You know, what I mean, I'm always gonna strive for my,
Yeah.
having that's always gonna be around with me.
Yeah.
But the thing is gonna be like how to juggle it around with time.
Sure.
So yeah.
That's a good point. Yeah.
That's a good one. Because I think about that a lot since I don't have kids yet. And I'm
Yeah.
like,
Enjoy your hobbies now.
and you know what? I think that's a very important thing. I'm not a parent, but when you go to school for education, you do a lot of psychology adjacent courses.
Yeah.
So it's like and sociology and all that, and it makes me think about these things often. Like some people just become parents, and it's like, don't get me wrong, being selfless is an awesome thing, but you're still a person, so
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, 100%.
you gotta find things for you.
Yeah.
100%.
So that's a really good one.
Yeah.
Yep.
I do have one other thing because
Sure.
I'm gonna have a lot more time 2025. So building a PC is in my future for 2025. So I'm gonna go on a huge deep dive. I got the desk already, I got the monitors already, like the last thing, like the chair, everything. The last setup that I need is the PC. So I'm going full throttle, like looking at everything, PC picker.com and Newegg, going on there for
Newegg.
going a whole 9 yards
okay.
on that. I've been wanting to build a PC for years, and this is the year for
There you go. That's awesome.
yeah.
Let's go.
I got
Expensive hobby,
something.
though.
What you
And
got?
Yeah.
I actually implemented it this morning because I'm not really a New Year's guy, like resolution. I do believe anytime if that's what it takes for you to start, all power to you. But I'm really I should have started yesterday type of person.
Mm-hmm.
But even then, that logic was bad for me because I gotta get better at if I know I have a lot of interest. If I don't get something done, I gotta be nicer to myself.
Yeah. Oh yeah. True.
Because not just on some, you grew up in the world like you gotta take responsibility for your actions. Very true.
Mm-hmm.
But I've been doing a lot of reading and talking to therapists, whoever, and they're like, on a scientific level, blaming yourself for not getting things done actually makes you do less.
Yeah.
And I was like,
procrastination, how it works and stuff like that.
yeah.
That's what it is.
So I've been doing a lot of reading. I've been a lot of apps, paid apps too. I've been doing a lot of work on this focus thing, and they say beating yourself up doesn't work. So to get to what I'm actually trying to do, that was just some background. That was for context.
Yeah.
So today, it just happened to be the second day of the new year. I woke up. Oh, for those who don't know, I work in a school. I'm in school to be a teacher now. So it just happens that I'm back to work on the day after New Year's. It has nothing to do with it being New Year's. And I'm like, you know what, Derek? You wake up and check your notifications. But that's stupid because I work at a job where I could look at my phone anytime I want and there's no boss who gets mad at me.
Yeah.
So if I want to get on Instagram, I could do that at work. I'm at work for 7 hours a day, 7-8 hours a day. I could check there while the kids are doing SSR or whatever.
Yeah.
So I woke up today. I did my Duolingo. I didn't just do Duolingo. I stayed on Duolingo for 30 minutes.
Yeah.
A goal of mine is to get my Spanish score to where I hear you say something, I don't gotta think about it. I know we say it automatically. Cause Pedro, if you used to speak Spanish to me, I will understand you, but you'll see a delay. I'll be like,
Okay.
su casa. Oh, your house. You know what I mean? I'll be like that. Whereas
You have to process it.
I'm still like my processing's still slower, but
Mhm.
I'm okay with that for now because that's what learning is. But
Yeah.
I want to get to the point where I can understand what people are saying quickly. So that takes time, and I gotta put the time into it. So I want to put more time into it. Social media is always gonna be there. So I want to wake up and do my stretches because I have a bad hamstring. That's what 33 is for me now. And I used to be a very active person, but I got injured and being active hurt.
Yeah.
So I want to, and I get in the habit. I'm like, oh, it doesn't hurt. I don't need to stretch now. I need to stretch every day.
Every day.
I
Yeah,
want to
that's a
do
good
that.
point. Yeah.
So
That's something I struggle with because so I play rec league soccer with my girlfriend.
Okay,
and
that's cool.
The only time I stretch is like before the game.
But we're so used to being young, so that's what we had to do back then.
Exactly. But now my hip flexor is hurting. Actually, my foot just got stepped on by a cleat this past Monday.
Oh, you weren't joking.
No, I'm being serious. Like my foot.
No one can tell when you're joking or not.
See?
I thought he was.
I've always had that issue. No one can tell when I'm joking. No, like you should see my foot. It's turning black and blue right now. Like that's how
those cleats are aggressive.
Oh my god! Like, well, it's the same foot, and that's been stepped on 4 times with cleats.
So
and
you have tight hip flexors. You said
just my left side because my left side's not my dominant side. So that's the issue I'm having.
You know, as a man, that's like the hamstrings and hip flexors are the first thing to go. Like as you get older. Yeah.
Really.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting.
This is just the way our bodies are.
The hamstrings and the wow.
I'm already there. I'm 30 years old, man. I'm already hitting the dust.
Because we're not
ready to
like
go.
professional athletes. It starts going at 28. You just don't know yet.
Interesting. Because I'd never experienced it until like probably a couple months ago, and I'm like, why is my hip is? I've ran plenty of times before, played sports before, never hurt. Now it's hurting. I'm like, what the? This is weird.
If you have good insurance, act like it hurts more than it does, and a PT person will fix you right up.
Yeah,
like it's like PT is like magic. Like we're at the point where we always say, go and get a therapist. Of course, like if you need a therapist, go and get the therapist.
Yeah.
Physical therapy will have you right. Like we don't push that enough. And if your insurance is good, you'll pay like $20 for like 10 sessions.
Wow. Maybe that's
So,
a 2025 thing I got to look into because I need my hip fixed.
And if that doesn't work, if it's too expensive, go to one session, have them print you out what you need to do, and just do it. Life hack right there.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah, there you go. I need this fixed. I feel like an old man when I say my hip hurts.
No, it's like stretching helps, and people don't realize flexibility is part of like your Apple Watch counts as exercise.
Yeah.
So, I think also since I'm doing this podcast again, I think the way I use social media will be more intentional because I actually remember it on your podcast, I was like, I actually don't spend time on social media the way people think I do. I do my posts and I dip.
Yeah.
I don't like scroll and like watch videos and laugh the way people think I would. People send me stuff and I'll look at that, but I don't scroll looking for content.
Yeah.
Because I spend so much time promoting my stuff. I just want to get back on Rivals or
facts.
pretend I'm about to exercise and don't do it. So like, I'm like, if I get that down even more, like if I'm at the point where everything I do on my phone is productive, which is a lie, I should say more things I do on my phone is productive, then I think I'll build better habits and it will just trickle down to other things.
Yeah. It's an interesting point that you say that because at least for me in terms of social media, there's one, like I see you're really good at it, and our buddy that we told you about him, Matt High Roller, he's really good at it too. But like I've always struggled with interacting with other people in the comment section.
You think so?
Like, yeah.
You struggle? Wait, what do you mean by struggle? Like keeping up with it or knowing what to say?
So in order to like I guess engage and promote and expand, right? Like you
Mhm.
need to go into the comic section, and you need to engage with like the creator or like the other people that are in the comment section. I kind of I don't I feel like I don't do that enough. I feel like I see you and everybody else always in the comment section really tend like messaging people or dropping by or giving likes.
Mhm.
Like it's more about building that community than it is about like, oh, I just need to like post this to get it out of my way. Like I'm like, I gotta post this really quick to get it up here so that way I can go back to like something else. And I'm like, I feel like I don't give it enough time and attention.
So maybe two ways you could do that is because everyone's life is different. Because it's
Yeah,
like
yeah.
life ain't just social media and this podcast. Like,
Yeah.
so the way I look at it is there's two ways I could do it. I'm like, I could respond immediately
Mhm.
while the post might be hot, quote unquote hot. The algorithm sucks, so it's like, who knows?
Yeah.
Or you could just have a certain time where you respond for 15 minutes and you'll realize you'll probably be done at 7. So I think you should
Yeah.
do it that way. Like,
Okay.
because I don't remember, like I told you I'm a bad texter, but somehow I remember to respond to these comments. Here's a
Yeah.
trick. I don't. I just respond when I can. So just look at it like that. Like I started with the idea of commenting on 3 posts a day that aren't mine.
Mm-hmm.
It sounds a little like give and take-ish, but it's just like at the same time I want to communicate with people more.
Right.
And how can I
right.
expect people to talk to me if I don't talk to them? Like if I
Exactly.
never say hi to you in the hallway, you might not say hi to me. Like someone has to say it first.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I looked at it that way. I just looked at social media like a work hallway. Just say
Yeah.
hi to that other teacher who works with you.
Exactly.
So I just simplify it. Don't even make it a science. Just respond when you can.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Go with the flow.
Yeah. For sure.
Okay. Y'all ready for wrap-up questions or?
Oh, just
Let's
about
do
to-
it.
I was-
Oh, wait. See, this is why I write notes now because I was supposed to tell you something that gets on my nerves.
Oh. Okay.
Okay. I hate when people say, okay, obviously I'm black, I'm African American. I hate when people say there's no more wholesome black shows or black shows that show us in a positive light. And it's like, there was. y'all said it was too corny. But y'all all watch Power, and don't get me wrong,
Yeah.
violent shows are allowed to exist.
Yeah.
I don't care for whatever race you are, because I don't think any other race should be like, oh, we have to be good all the time. That's weird.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Yeah.
but it's like you people seem to gravitate towards the crime shows, and when the wholesome shows come out on Netflix or network TV, I don't watch them. So,
Yep.
I wrote that down because he had said something about people complaining. I forgot what it was about. People complaining about something. I don't remember, but I wrote that down because of that.
We kind of talked about something similar to that before, where it was like, people complain about. I think we were talking about remakes, but people complain about remakes, and then it's like, well, then they give it to you, and then you don't watch it. So what's
Yeah.
do you want it?
They
or
give
do
you
you
the
not want
originals.
it?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like
Mhm.
you
Yeah.
dictate what they give you.
Mhm.
So like if Fresh Prince of Bel-Air did a remake, well, they did actually. Y'all watched that, and that was a wholesome family show.
Yeah.
So it's like y'all gotta if y'all want these things, y'all have to watch them when they come out, so they can make more of them, because that's what America is, copycat machine.
Yeah.
And
Money.
if it's not making money, they're not.
Yeah.
They're not gonna.
Yeah. So if
In
it's
order to
making
make
money,
you need to watch it.
yeah.
Especially when they
So
come out.
another thing I need to stop in 2025, the Cupid Shuffle.
The what?
Creating a new
The Cupid Shuffle.
I don't know what is that.
Like,
Maybe it might be a black thing. I'm not gonna lie.
No,
It's a-
Pedro, you know what the Cupid Shuffle is.
What is that?
To
Bro,
It's a line dance. Do you know the cha-cha slide?
Yeah.
It's like
Okay.
it's like that. It's a little newer than cha-cha slide. It might be like
Okay.
10 years newer.
Okay.
But it's like they tell you what to do in the dance and you do it, and I find it to be so corny.
do the Cupid Shuffle.
Another thing I need to stop in 2025 is people from Arkansas in my comments telling me I'm too woke, and I'm like,
No.
how's that an insult? Like how did y'all co-opt this word and make this an insult? Like,
Yeah.
and it's not even when they say it's too woke, because I think I know what they're trying to say. It's more when they see someone be Mexican or black or a woman, and they're like, "Oh, it's too woke now." And I'm like, just say what it is. Say you don't like the race switching, and then we could talk. I could tell you that it might be dumb, but at least you're calling it what it is.
Yeah.
But I don't like when things are too black or too Hispanic or too Asian or too womanly, and then y'all say, "Oh no, it's the woke parade." I hate that.
Yeah.
Just say you think they're pandering, because pandering does exist in Hollywood.
100%.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, pandering exists in business because business is trying to attract people.
Mhm.
But point that out and we can have the conversation to if it's actually pandering or not. But don't instantly see someone be black or see someone be a woman, see someone speak Spanish and say that's woke. Because I'm like, it wasn't woke when Dr. Strange's teacher went from Asian to white. So it's like, your problem seems to be non-white or non-male.
Yeah, I feel like people don't know what it actually means to be woke, and I think they just like, well, if it's any type of like, if it's slightly progressive in any shape or form, it's woke.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? It's like, oh, like you, the Marvels, for example, it's completely all female cast. I mean, like the main characters are all female. It's like some would say that's woke. It's like, well, you're allowed to make a movie where it's just you have sitcoms, you have TV shows that are, like, look at the Golden Girls. I mean, it's all women. So
it might be just be like bad timing too, because like we're in an era of like this whole, a lot of pandering, being confused as wokeness and stuff like that, and it being
that's fair. You gave a fair point. Those people saying it aren't giving that point.
Yeah.
Because you're giving a reason to why it may not be well received.
Yes.
But at least you're giving a reason. Those people that saw women and said, "Oh my goodness, here we go with the pandering and the wokeness," and it's just like,
they're
why?
assumed automatically that's going to be woke.
You know what that reminds me of, actually, now that you say that? You've watched Key and Peele before, right, Derek?
Yes. Fun fact, random fact, and this is my ADHD speaking.
Yeah.
Key is the brother of the creator of Static Shock, and he didn't know that until the creator died.
He didn't know that.
Mm-mm.
Wow.
Were they like not
different moms? So he didn't know.
That's super cool. Oh, wow, that's a
common connection. But yeah, keep going. My bad.
No, you're good. Because I didn't know that. There's a skit where like I can't remember what movie they're talking about, and they were like, "Oh yeah, this movie was really good," and so Keegan goes. He's like, "Yeah, I know I'm gonna be the outcast here, the odd man out, but
I can hear his voice again.
I didn't. Yeah, he's like, I didn't really like that movie." And then Jordan Peele is like, "Okay, awkward," and then you just go through this whole like awkward, okay. And it's like,
I saw that one.
Yeah, and it's like, and then so at the end of the skit, it's like, form an opinion of your own when you're not just doing it to get a reaction out of like another person. It's like. And then the guy Jordan Peele's like, well, it's because I don't have a creative opinion of my own, which is why I just I crap on everything. I crap.
I don't have a no cursing rule. I just don't curse that much.
Okay. Because that's why I don't crap on anything else, because I don't have an opinion on anything really. So I just say that to like see like I'm opinionated. So like it was this whole, which is true to your point.
Yeah.
It's like people don't have an opinion on something, but they know that it's like being too woke is like a problem.
It's a buzzword.
So yeah, right. So they're like, well, I don't really think that this is, but I know like it's going to get a lot of attention, so I'll just say it's woke.
Yeah, I think that's a thing.
Yeah, that was a long explanation to get to that.
No, I like that story because I actually remember that episode.
Yeah.
Okay.
I love Key and Peele, bro.
So now we could do the wrap up questions.
Okay.
So let's just do it this way for order.
Okay.
Pedro, you go first. Justin, you go next, and I'll just run down the list.
Yeah.
Favorite rapper?
Off the top of my head, Justin, I'm not gonna do it to you. Hold on.
That's why I did it, because I knew y'all be crushed like this.
Go ahead, say it, P.
So I'm not gonna say. I'm gonna leave that for you. Okay.
No, I got a backup one.
Favorite rapper.
Y'all could both say the same thing.
J. Cole.
Okay. He's one of mine.
Okay.
Just for the sake of
Actually, hold on. I'll change it. I'll change it for the sake of it.
okay.
Okay. I'm gonna say this
Yeah.
because he's the one that's coming to my mind right now, Lil Wayne.
Okay, that's a good one.
Wow, now I'm blanking on like
Say J. Cole, bro.
no,
I know you wanna say
J.
Just say
Cole-
J. Cole.
Okay,
It feels like you want to.
I was gonna say Charles Gambino, but he doesn't really rap anymore.
Nah, he like gave it up almost a decade ago.
Yeah, he's just on like R&B
And soul.
soul stuff.
I
Yeah,
wonder what he could do now, though.
Okay,
he has such a good voice that like
he
I
does.
wish he would do more singing instead of like don't get me wrong, it makes it for an interesting album when he does, creative stuff. But like
Yeah.
I just want him to sing more. He has a really, really good voice.
That's fair.
Yeah.
Who's
What about you?
My favorite rapper? I'm a Lupe guy. That sounds so radical.
Ooh,
Okay.
Lupe. Fiasco.
I'm surprised, Pedro, you didn't say Bad Bunny. He doesn't really rap anymore either.
I mean, he rap. I think of him as a Drake. I mean, he's cool. Drake. Don't get me wrong.
Mhm.
I was like, I love Drake. Like his music
Mm-hmm.
he's probably my top 3.
Okay.
Right. Like probably my first. Like I probably listen. When I say my favorite rapper, I say Lil Wayne. But I know the reasons. But if you take Lil Wayne and Drake, I'll probably listen to a lot more Drake than Lil
Really?
Wayne.
Okay.
But I feel like Lil Wayne is his music hits like differently because of how he words things. But that's why I
Got
say
it.
favorite rapper but coming to now looking at like beat wise and Drake, I give it to him. Like, and that's just on his music stuff. I'm not focusing on what he does outside of the music because I know
Sure.
it's been very trendy lately.
Yeah.
Okay.
But yeah,
Favorite non-rap artist?
non-rapper artist.
Mm-hmm.
It has to
It can be any genre.
Any genre.
I love music. That's the thing.
Yeah, I love it.
Like my playlist is like I could think of. I have one for salsa. I have one for R&B. I have one. You know what I mean. So I'm gonna pick a genre, and I'm gonna say a singer. R&B. I want to say Usher. But
Okay.
I also like. I like Alicia Keys, man.
She's really good.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go with Alicia Keys
Okay.
for the R&B genre.
Okay.
For me, I'm gonna go way, way, way out there. For like, I mean, not a lot of people listen to indie. I mean, it has a smaller audience,
Mm-hmm.
but there's 2 bands actually. There's Arms Akimbo
Mm-hmm.
and a band called Floor, FLOR. Both really, 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 really good.
Okay.
I super enjoy them.
Okay.
Dope.
Favorite movie? It doesn't have to be the favorite movie, but a favorite movie.
Okay, Iron
Just
Man.
off the top of your head.
Ooh, the
first-
first Iron Man. That's
first
favorite
Iron Man.
movie.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's one of my favorite movies.
Like that. I like Interstellar.
Okay. You did mention that earlier.
Yeah,
I love that movie.
Yeah.
Favorite show?
Workaholics.
Oh, that's a good one.
Of all, even like animated cartoon.
Yeah.
Anything that comes to mind.
Okay.
Yeah, I like
Dragon
Workaholics.
Ball Z. That's my
Okay.
childhood right there, baby.
Favorite video game? Across all platforms, all generations. Favorite video game?
Crash Bandicoot.
God of War.
Okay. Which God of War? OG or the recent one? The recent remake?
The recent one. The
Okay.
recent remake. Yeah.
Okay. This is the real question that I was leading you to.
Mm.
I gave y'all no time to research. Who is more popular in first US and then the world? Who's more popular? Mickey Mouse or Pikachu? And when I say popular, I don't mean liked. Or no, you could do it any metric you want. Liked or more known, whatever.
I'm gonna say Mickey Mouse.
First.
Okay.
I would say Mickey Mouse first, but just because he picked it, I'll say Pikachu.
Okay. When you say Mickey Mouse, is that worldwide or in the US or both?
Actually, that's a good point.
Worldwide.
Worldwide Mickey Mouse?
Yes.
I stick to my Pikachu worldwide.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do y'all know my opinion on that? Did y'all ever hear it or no?
No, go for
That's
it.
yours.
I want to hear it.
I think in the U.S. it might be a wash. I think worldwide is Pikachu.
Yep.
Damn.
Facts. Because the U.S. Mickey Mouse, I could see that. Outside of that, yeah.
I might be accounting for the Asian market too much, but I think in our generation, Mickey Mouse didn't have a lot of defining series,
True.
whereas Pokemon, that was 97, 98.
Yeah, that was really when Japan or like Japanese anime and,
Yeah.
and manga and everything like that really started making a big wave. Like, I mean, you had the 80s anime, but like 90s, late 90s was when really like
Oh no,
anime
with the Kids
really
WB
started-
Tsunami boom? Yeah.
Yeah. Really started making a wave, big wave.
That's interesting.
Okay.
That's a good question.
Yeah.
I like that.
All right. So I guess this is where y'all plug y'all podcast in.
We don't need to do that.
He said, "We don't need to do that. We're good. We're good."
No. I mean, Pedro, do you want to say anything? I mean, I can dish them out. I got the things.
I'm just
but
saying, we're the host. I'm Pedro.
I'm Justin. We're the boys. We're the LeisureHub. I say it on the podcast. LeisureHub podcast boys. We're also AKA the Pod Boys. You can find us on Spotify, Apple Music, Amazon Music. You can find us on YouTube, Instagram, Threads. We're always like trying to message around in there. Pretty much any platform, just trying to get exposure out there. We're pretty much on there.
Yeah.
Come and find us if you want.
If you
So,
want.
question.
But do it.
What kind of people is this podcast for? Like, what are y'all talking about?
Go ahead, P.
So we mainly talk about hobbies, but
Mhm.
we've been like lately shifting into more games because it's like what we do most. And you know, when you have hobbies, you kind of do one more than the other.
Mm-hmm.
So we're mainly knowledgeable on stuff that has to do with games, but we also talk about like other hobbies that we got, like comics, anime,
Mm-hmm.
you name it. We've talked about like how to building your dream man cave.
Yeah.
So yeah, a lot of the stuff is just more about geared about like a hobby ecosystem,
Yeah.
you know, and whatever comes with that.
Yeah. We
I
want it to
think-
be like a part of the name as much as possible, as like casual and like
Mhm.
relaxed as much as possible. So we just kind of like, we just say like kind of our opinions, thoughts on like whatever we're talking about that day and make a lot of jokes. Some of it's not cohesive. Some of it is.
Yeah.
I think y'all do a great job with it. Like, I actually learned a lot from listening to y'all. Like,
Oh,
learned a lot
really?
factually in how to structure things.
Uh-huh.
Like, you guys, like you said, you guys, y'all main thing is gaming, but
Yeah.
the idea of hobbies and leisure gives y'all a lot to. Y'all could branch out anytime, and no one would be like, "You guys are reaching."
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
it doesn't feel like a reach. Like when y'all did the list of strange hobbies,
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
that didn't feel like a reach. I didn't say, why are these people talking about gaming, talking about rock collecting, whatever it was.
Rock collecting.
Dirt polishing was one of
Dirt
those.
polishing. There we go.
Yeah, yeah.
That was
Yeah.
interesting.
Which is like super crazy because I would have never thought that would have.
It's funny because I heard that and I still don't understand what it is.
Yeah.
I
I would
mean,
like to dive in more into
yeah.
it, but like,
There's-
the
there's
more
a
I hear
whole-
about it, is the more attracted I
Yeah.
am. More attracted I
That was
am
a
to
fun
it.
episode.
Yeah, that was a good one. So like, y'all, yeah, I think keep the format the way it is. Y'all talk about gaming whenever y'all want, then y'all dive into the other hobbies. It works, and it keeps you open as because it feels like pop culture. Like I remember y'all was like, "Oh no, like the comics and movies is your thing." I think it all blends well together, especially the way y'all talk.
Yeah.
That's
So
dope.
keep it going. It's really good.
I appreciate that.
Appreciate
Like,
it, man.
like I didn't get a chance to listen to like too much of your podcast, but like I said today, I
Mhm.
started listening to it. What was it, Friday? I think it was Friday.
Mhm.
Or bro, my days are all mixed up. But I
All
started
good.
listening to it and then I finished it today at work, and I was like genuinely like very factual information. Like you have a lot like the people you bring on is like
Mhm.
has a lot of like information. Like there was, like I said, there was stuff I didn't know about DBZ, and I'm a hardcore DBZ fan, and there was stuff I learned in that podcast. So I'm like,
It's funny that you say that. I do appreciate the kind words. It's just that
yeah,
it's probably just so normal to me that it's not a big deal. So that means a lot.
Yeah, of course, man.
All right, so we're gonna do this again.
We have to.
Oh, we didn't tell him, Pedro. Oh, okay. Yeah, of course, man. Anytime. We gotta. We're gonna do back to back, going back to back.
I'm up for it, and we're going to. I think we gotta do some like maybe some short content. Some
yeah.
We gotta do some things that like if we could do Comic-Con, that'd be awesome. That's in May.
That would be
Oh,
so
dude, that would be
lit.
so fun. We should do a skit. I love skits.
Okay.
Let's do a skit.
I mean,
That'll be lit.
let's do it. I'll be there all 3 days since I'm close by. So y'all pick the day that works for y'all.
Okay. Yeah,
I'm down with that.
Yeah, we got to get you on an episode with High Road because I really want to hear you guys talk together.
Let's do it.
I feel like you guys would, you guys would really take him for a ride. Yeah,
He's a cool guy.
Yeah.
He's a cool guy.
All right. Well, I guess we could just end it there because, oh shoot, I could almost split this up into 2 episodes. I didn't realize we went that long.
How long was that?
It was
I feel like that was a lot.
2.5 hours plus the couple minutes I did earlier.
Oh,
Wow, we really dug into that. We got to know a little bit about the LeisureHub podcast boys.
Yeah, and
yeah.
to answer your question, this is going up tonight because I don't think there's that much to edit. I'll just let the AI clean it up, and I'm posting it right up tonight.
That's what I like
Let's
to hear.
go.
I'm gonna listen back to it because I need to hear how well we did. Because a lot of these questions were impromptu. I was like, I don't know how. Like you say I'm
They were
good at
good questions,
impromptu,
though. I
but
liked
yeah,
it.
no, I really like the Pikachu and Mickey Mouse.
Oh, I asked everyone that one.
Bro, wait, hold on. Who is it? Now I'm like,
He doesn't have the
I
answer.
want
You
to
just
know.
gotta figure it out. Pikachu.
I don't know the
Pikachu,
answer.
right?
Even
You know the
ChatGPT
answer?
didn't know. I don't know the answer because it's hard to quantify.
Oh man,
Wow.
I need to find.
You're just gonna go down a rabbit hole thanks to you now.
Listen, I tried, and it's not something that's asked online that much,
It's
so
Yeah.
they don't have no way to quantify it. So
it's funny. Go ahead.
no, I was just gonna say I asked every guest this question now since there's no way to answer it.
I've heard about that question, but Mario and Mickey Mouse. I never heard it Pikachu and
Yeah, I decided to
and-
do Pikachu because mascot, but like because he's an animal, kids that don't even like Pokemon they try to grab the
right.
dolls at Target.
yeah.
You know, it's funny. Quick point. I said this to you before, Pedro. Like, well, this is like a week ago or 2 weeks ago or something like that. And I was like, I feel like when it comes to Mickey Mouse content, there really hasn't been much lately. Maybe I'm not seeing because I'm older, but like I feel like it's just been kind of dormant.
But Mickey Mouse doesn't need to be. He's an icon.
Yeah,
Like,
but the thing is,
But he's an
Pokemon
icon because
is-
we're told he is in a way.
yeah.
But the thing is with Pokemon, like it's being pumped out like constantly. Like you will never forget Pokemon. Like I could see people forgetting about Mickey Mouse because where are the plushies, where are the toys, where are the? I mean, I know there's toys, but like it's not being constantly reminded like Pikachu is.
Pikachu literally just had a fight with Charizard that broke the internet.
Yeah.
So like, I mean, it probably didn't break the internet. It's probably in my anime world, but people love to fight.
Broke the internet.
Yeah, I don't think anything breaks the internet anymore.
Yeah. No.
But all right, that's a good stopping place.
Thank you so much for having us.
No,
man. I appreciate it.
No, thank you for coming. We're definitely gonna do more.
Love
I'm gonna do that weird podcasting when you tell people to follow you. So
Yes, sir.
this is gonna be up on Spotify, Amazon, wherever you get podcasts, Apple, YouTube. Where else? Am I missing anything?
There's Amazon Music. Who listens to that?
Yeah, who does
Podcasts,
that?
right?
Yeah, just look me up on Spotify and Apple. That's what y'all say y'all use anyway. It's gonna be on YouTube.
Yeah.
Right now we're on Twitch. I didn't even mean to be on Twitch tonight, but we're on Twitch right now.
We're on Twitch.
Hey, there you go. I didn't even think of that.
Yeah, I didn't. I connected it, and now we on it.
It did.
It's like ready to go.
It did.
Ready to go. Yeah. And follow me on my socials at avatar.slang. Avatar.slang. YouTube, Avatar Slang. I'm probably the only Avatar Slang I should be because Slanger is actually my last name. Did y'all know that?
Slang.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think we knew when we went to
Shady
Shady
Maple.
Maple. I think.
Got it.
Go follow Derek. If you don't follow Derek, we're gonna follow you, and then we're gonna DM you.
Everywhere.
We'll make new accounts until you follow him.
Yeah, let's do that.
Yeah.
Have my henchmen harass you. All right, that's a good.
Here comes the pod boys.
Okay.